Hello. Welcome to my UFC live reaction. UFC 296. Now, I seem to have some technical problems here. There's a major lag in this fucking thing. Like major lag. Like it's skipping every 3 fucking seconds or something like that. It is wild. But oh well. Show must go on. Maybe you can hear the audio live play by play. That's really what it's all about. So, Ron Perlman doing the introduction for UFC 296. Always great. Always great. Right now, you got John Anik, Joe Rogan, and Daniel Cormier hyping us up for the fights tonight. Wow, I can't believe how much it's lagging. Like it's crazy. It's bad right now. But whatever. But I guess that's what happens when you have a slow computer that goes live across multiple platforms online. Like I wonder if I were to take away one different platform that if it would go faster, but right now it's going really slow. But yeah, they're showing off the final face-offs earlier. You got Dana White holding back Leon Edwards. Joe Rogan is speaking about how Leon Edwards is pissed off, man. I mean, why wouldn't he be? The way Kobe Covington talked about his father like that. Like, that is too far. That has gone too far. The fights tonight, earlier, they were pretty sweet. I didn't win my bet against, what's her name? Lipsky. Just checking my bets right now. So I'm betting on Emmett to win for this first one. But when it comes to Bryce Mitchell versus Emmett, like, I just feel like Bryce Mitchell might actually maul him. So I don't know why I chose Emmett, but I think it has something to do with when Bryce Mitchell tried quitting MMA after he had a bad loss. And it just seems like one of those things where I was a fan of Bryce Mitchell before he was like, I'm going to retire now after that fight that didn't go his way. So I bet on Casey O'Neill earlier. And Lipsky won with, I think it was like an armbar or something like that. I didn't get to watch that fight. I just got home right now. But yeah, like I was getting a tattoo appointment. I had an appointment for a tattoo. I'm just kind of getting back from that now. And yeah, I can't wait to get it. Get my tattoo on Wednesday. And anyways, but yeah, earlier tonight, I bet on Casey O'Neill versus Lipsky, and Ariana Lipsky ended up winning that one. I bet 1250 on Casey O'Neill. Didn't go over well. I bet on Irene Aldana to win against Carol Rosa, and sure enough, Aldana actually won that one. So that was pretty exciting. And now we got a couple of bets opened right now still. Pretty excited. I have 4 bets left. I thought I had more than that. Oh, actually, I made a parlay. I have a parlay bet for Rachmanov and Pimblett, so hopefully that goes over well. We're going to start the first one soon. Right now they're plugging DraftKings. I have my victory wings right here. If any of my bets on the main card work out, then I get to have my victory wings. So that's pretty sweet. I don't know why it's lagging so much. Like this thing is lagging like crazy. Like I'm live right now on a couple of different platforms, and right now I am lagging like crazy. I'm hoping that the audio is play-by-play timing. So like we're waiting for the first one to start, but I hope the audio is at least play-by-play spot on. Right now, like I am glitching on the video that I can see, and that's pretty hardcore. Like it's pretty bad. But right now they're showing a couple of movie trailers. The other day, like yesterday, I actually saw Napoleon. Napoleon was actually a great fucking movie with Joaquin Phoenix, with Ridley Scott directing it. As far as Ridley Scott movies go, Gladiator is his best, but Napoleon with Joaquin Phoenix and Vanessa Kirby, very good movie. Check it out if you get the chance to go see it in theaters. The war scenes are very great, and the costumes and like CGI and sets, like I said, they fucking transported me back to classical France. That was awesome. They just plugged the movie Echo for Hulu and Disney Plus right now. That looks alright. I haven't seen a whole lot of newer movies that I'm excited about seeing. Again, I apologize if the video is lagging, but at least I'm hoping the audio is 100% flowing like it's supposed to. Right now they're playing the White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, and they're showing the crowd. You got Michael Chandler in the crowd, Volkanovski in the crowd. You got Donald Trump in the crowd waving away, giving his Queen wave. It's pretty awesome. We're talking about Josh Emmett now and Bryce Mitchell. They're doing a plug for that fight before it starts. Pretty excited about this one. I want Emmett to win. I bet on Emmett to win, and I hope he wins, but Bryce Mitchell is a fucking serial killer. That guy's fucking insane, man. He's a crazy dude. Like, he might just kill Josh Emmett in the fucking ring tonight. But Josh Emmett does have it. Like, I mean, like, when I say he has it, he has a good chance at defeating Bryce Mitchell. He has it. He can do it. But, again, I feel like Bryce Mitchell actually might walk away with that one. And it's not just because I'm nervous about my bet. I made a bet on Josh Emmett to win, and I bet $10 on Josh Emmett to win. And he's the underdog. I'll get back $28.50 if that works out. But, you know, again, that's a long shot with Bryce Mitchell being the favorite. Right now, Megan Olivier is doing the introductions for Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell. She's a really good commentator. Really good. She's talking about how Bryce Mitchell was really pumped up to do this Josh Emmett fight, saying that the South will be there. Right now, Bryce Mitchell is walking into the arena, shaking hands with everybody he can on the way there. Those must be good killer seats. You know, I wanted to go to the event in Toronto, like Duplessis versus Strickland, and like the seats were like $2,000 right next to the cage and shit like that, and like it'd be so fucking awesome to go there, or like get one of those seats that are like where the fighters walk out and you get to like shake hands with the fighter and shit like that. Like, that'd be pretty cool. I'd love to take my son to one of those eventually, somewhere down the line. Right now, Bryce Mitchell is doing his thing there. Bryce Mitchell giving hugs to his corner, all of his trainers, all the people that have his back and have supported him. Joe Rogan talking about how Bryce Mitchell stays fit. So we got Bryce Mitchell. His last fight was against I can't fucking pronounce the name right now, but he won by unanimous decision. He has 9 wins by submission, 8 first-round finishes. So this one's gonna be good. This one's gonna be great. Bryce Mitchell versus Josh Emmett. It's gonna be good. Right now you got Bryce Mitchell walking around the octagon, hoping for something cool. He's in the red corner. Wait, is he in the red corner? He's walking around the red corner anyway. He's walking all around the octagon, trying to figure out. No, his gloves have blue tape on them, so he's in the blue corner tonight. There we go. So we got Emmett versus Mitchell coming up. And again, I like to apologize about the video lagging like crazy, but we are going to start Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell right away, and I'll try to give you the best play-by-play I can. Right now, Josh Emmett is walking into the arena, shaking hands with as many people as he can on his way into the ring. Bryce Mitchell was saying that Emmett is the biggest powerhouse in the division, and he's at number 6. Bryce Mitchell looking to make his way up the rankings this time around, being number 10. And actually, Bryce Mitchell is the favorite. I've already said that, but Bryce Mitchell is the favorite. And I'm excited to see if this underdog, Josh Emmett, can actually make it and win it. I'm betting on Josh Emmett to win, so I am hoping for Josh Emmett to win, but we will see what happens in just a moment here. I'm thinking I'm going to have to close one of these fucking things to make my camera go faster. This is brutal. Maybe I can use a different source to broadcast live. Josh Emmett to win, but we will see what happens in just a moment here. I'm looking at the live stream that I can access the live stream while I'm doing it. I just want to see how much it's lagging. It's lagging pretty fucking bad, but at the same time, whatever. So we're going to start the Josh Emmett fight. Him and Mitchell right away. And right now you got Joe Rogan talking about his training camp being so hard. And talking about Bryce Mitchell's confidence. He has that old Southern confidence, you know? Just that old school Southern confidence. Kentucky Fried Confidence, man. Well, I know if he's from Kentucky, but here we go. We got Josh Emmett is 38. Bryce Mitchell is 29. There's a height difference for Bryce Mitchell being like 3.5 inches taller than Josh Emmett, but otherwise even. That age thing might make a difference in this fight. You got Bruce Buffer right now doing his thing. I say this all the time about Bruce Buffer. Bruce Buffer is the man. If I could be anybody in the UFC, it'd be Bruce Buffer for sure. Captivated by Bruce Buffer doing the introduction right now for Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting! Fucking love that when Bruce Buffer does that. Still want to buy his book. His book is called It's Time. Go figure. Bruce Buffer's book is going to be awesome. But you got Bryce Mitchell, 16-2, 5'10", 145 pounds. Going up against Josh Emmett tonight. Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell taking a bow right now. Like a confident but cocky kind of bow. It's pretty cool. We got Josh Emmett right now being introduced. Got Josh Emmett, 18-4, 5'6", 146 pounds from Sacramento. He is the plus 205 underdog. I don't know why I bet on him. I don't know why I bet on Josh Emmett, but anything can happen on fight night. I hope Josh Emmett wins. But you know how gambling is? It's like flipping a coin when it comes to these fights. It's very rarely does a big underdog actually really win it, but it has happened. It has happened countless times. Your referee tonight for this first fight is Herb Dean. And your ring girl, very beautiful. Here we go. We're going to start round number 1 shortly. Here we go. All right, round number 1 starting. Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell. Here we go. Looking for the first strike. First strike. First strike. Both fighters feeling it out. It's been 15 seconds. Nobody threw a punch or anything yet. Josh Emmett went in for the first strike. That was a good one. Good 1-2 for the first strike attempt. Mitchell kind of pushed him away. Both fighters are in the center of the ring right now. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in round number 1. Both fighters feeling each other out again. Feeling it out. Keeping each other's distance. Respecting each other. At any moment, it's really going to go down. I can feel it. Feel the animosity between these two. Another 1-2 by Josh Emmett to Bryce Mitchell. Both fighters doing the feint thing, the feinting game to feel it out. Try catch their opponent off guard. Make them go for it. Got 4 minutes left in round number 1. A couple of strikes from Josh Emmett in the first minute. We got 3 minutes 50 seconds left right now. But other than that, not a whole lot going on so far at the beginning of this fight. Quick left by Josh Emmett. In and out, in and out. Oh, that was a good one. Josh Emmett made an advance there. Gave Bryce Mitchell a left to the head there, left jab. Right now, Josh Emmett is on the outside of the octagon. Like inside the octagon, on the outside of it, you know what I mean? Both fighters going back and forth. Now in the center of the octagon. Nobody's really throwing too many punches or kicks right now. Not too much striking going on, but you can tell that both fighters really respect one another. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, my God. That was amazing. Right away at 3 minutes, 10 seconds, Josh Emmett with the perfect cross straight to the jaw of Bryce Mitchell. And Bryce Mitchell is out. Bryce Mitchell is fucking out, and he's shaking. He's having like a fucking seizure right now. Oh my God, he's convulsing, man. He is convulsing. Bryce Mitchell is fucked up right now, man. Oh my God, that was unreal. Like Josh Emmett is bowing and stuff like that, but now Josh Emmett is going back to his corner and like making sure that like you can see the concern in Josh Emmett's eyes. Like, I hope my opponent's okay after I just knocked him the fuck out. That was amazing. That was perfect. That was a perfectly timed cross. He put all of his body weight into it. It was fast. It was lightning fast. And Bryce Mitchell got knocked the fuck out. Like, it was perfect form and everything. It was like old school Chuck Liddell. You know, when Chuck Liddell had his rise. That's what it reminded me of. That was a crazy knockout. That was unbelievable. I can't believe that fucking happened. Bryce Mitchell can't even get up. Bryce Mitchell is out on the fucking canvas, like still kind of convulsing. Like, that was insane. Showing the replay again. It was a perfectly well-timed cross. Just perfect by Josh Emmett. That was unbelievable. That was an intense knockout. That was like one of the most vicious knockouts I've seen in a while. Other than that one late stoppage with Jayton Almeida and like Bobby Green. But that was insane. All right, well, Bryce Mitchell he has come to now. Bryce Mitchell is finally awake. He's asking everybody, what happened, man? What happened? The doctor's like, you got knocked the fuck out, son. And like Bryce Mitchell is like, what happened? He's like, oh, fuck, that happened? Oh, shit. Everybody right now is holding up Bryce Mitchell. Like, he can barely stand on his own. Like, that's insane stuff, man. That was crazy. Right now, Josh Emmett is showing some concern, man. But, like, sportsmanship right now. Josh Emmett is like, hey, man, you okay? Like, holy shit. That was an intense knockout. Bryce Mitchell's like, God damn it. But, I mean, that's what happens in the fight game. Somebody has to win in one way or another. Or, I mean, you can get a draw once in a while, but that sucks. But, like, Josh Emmett knocked out Bryce Mitchell like crazy. That was amazing. It was like 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in round 1. So, like, a minute, 50 seconds in, roughly. Josh Emmett just completely floored Bryce Mitchell. That was insane. That was insane. Like, nobody saw it coming. Like, I knew something explosive was going to happen, but I thought it was going to have more back and forth. But Josh Emmett just caught Bryce Mitchell right in the fucking jaw. And then Bryce Mitchell went down to the canvas hard. He was convulsing. He was, like, really out and convulsing. It was sad. It was sad that he had like a seizure right in the fucking ring. And Bryce Mitchell isn't even like for the official decision when you know, Bruce Buffer reads off the official decision. Bryce Mitchell isn't even in the ring for that. Like, he's too out of it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 57 seconds. I thought it was 50 seconds, but declaring the winner by knockout, Josh Emmett. Woohoo! There we go. So I get to eat some victory wings, and hopefully Bryce Mitchell is okay. You got Joe Rogan right now doing the interview for Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell. Josh Emmett, your victor. So I'm just going to go ahead and cross Mitchell out in red here. Rest in peace, Bryce Mitchell. Metaphorically speaking, of course, in regards to that knockout being one of the most clean and efficient knockouts I've ever seen, followed by a really intense seizure by Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell was out for like a good 2 minutes there. That was crazy. And I was just freaking. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. That was insane. So Josh Emmett thanking his coaches for all of the help and saying that there's nothing stopping me. I'm back. I'm back, baby, is what Bryce Mitchell says. And I believe him. Josh Emmett. That's what Josh Emmett says. Like, he says, I'm back, and I believe him now. I fucking believe him. So I'm so glad I bet on Josh Emmett. That was great. That Josh Emmett bet, luckily, won us a couple of bucks. I think I bet like $10 on Josh Emmett, and I get back like 28 because Josh Emmett was the underdog. And after seeing that fight where the underdog completely floored the favorite, anything can happen tonight, guys. Anything can happen tonight. Like, who else do we got? We got Ferguson versus Paddy. And as for Ferguson versus Paddy, everybody is counting out Ferguson when anything can happen, especially after Josh Emmett versus Mitchell. Emmett was the underdog, and Emmett completely knocked out Bryce Mitchell with a perfectly landed cross on the jaw of Bryce Mitchell's fucking face. And, I can't believe it. That was insane. That fight, it was so quick. Well, it was like less than 2 minutes, but it was still super fucking quick. That was awesome. That was an amazing fight and an amazing performance by Josh Emmett to knock out Bryce Mitchell with a perfect cross to the jaw. That's what happens when you stand in the pocket. You got to get out of the way. That's like the first thing they teach you in Krav Maga is you get out of the way. You never fight power with power, right? But he stood in the pocket, and Josh Emmett caught him right in the fucking jaw with a cross. And Josh Emmett won that one. That was amazing. Congratulations to Josh Emmett. So we're in between the first and the second fight. The underdog has won the first fight, Josh Emmett. And like I said, after seeing that underdog win that fight, I'm thinking anything can happen tonight. Any fucking thing can happen tonight, just like on any other UFC fight night or pay-per-view. And considering that you have Ferguson versus Paddy and everybody is counting out Ferguson, maybe Ferguson can win tonight. After seeing Josh Emmett, the underdog, win, maybe Ferguson can win tonight. And then you have Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Wonderboy is actually the underdog in Shavkat versus Wonderboy. When it comes to Shavkat versus Wonderboy, maybe Wonderboy can win it tonight, considering that Josh Emmett knocked out Mitchell, and he was the underdog. And then you got Pantoja versus Royval. And the thing about Pantoja versus Royval, I feel like that one's going to go to a decision. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You got Covington walking around the arena right now. Camera crew following him around. He's wearing a Make America Great Again and a red kind of suit. It's a pretty cool red suit, actually. Not a big fan of the Make America Great Again hat, but Donald Trump's in the audience, so what do you expect, right? It's pretty cool. All right, so we got Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett up next. Tony Ferguson is the plus 270 underdog, and Paddy Pimblett is the minus 340 favorite. And because Josh Emmett was the underdog in the previous fight, again, I'm saying it again. Anything can happen tonight, so do not count out El Cucuy. El Cucuy can totally surprise the world and knock out Paddy the Baddy tonight, especially since he has David Goggins in his corner for tonight. And David Goggins is like one of those like law of attraction kind of dudes, is what he seems like. He's always like believe in yourself, and it's like, oh, hey man, what about my wife? My wife doesn't want to be with me anymore. He's like, fuck her, man. You don't need her. You need yourself. Shit like that, like very motivational. Goggins is a very motivational dude. And the fact that David Goggins is in Tony Ferguson's corner tonight, I feel like Tony Ferguson is going to have that much of an extra edge tonight. Like an extra edge on the way he's going to approach this fight with his mentality. Like maybe he's going to have a stronger mentality going into this fight. I'm hoping for something like that. Right now, Tony Ferguson saying, I'm a fucking killer. I have to realize that again. I'm not here to be nice, is what he said. So I feel like he has a brand new attitude after training with David Goggins. But we'll see. We'll see. And Paddy Pimblett talking about his most recent fight, which was one of those fights where most of the crowd thought that maybe Paddy didn't win that fight. And right now, Paddy Pimblett is talking about how he has to make an effort to give the fans the good Paddy, So we'll see, though. We'll see what happens. It's pretty exciting. Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett coming up next. Paddy Pimblett excited to get back into the ring is what he's saying. Sin City isn't going to know what hit it, is what he's saying in regards tonight. Tony Ferguson or Paddy Pimblett? Who do you think's going to win? I'm rooting for Tony Ferguson, but I bet on Paddy the Baddy Pimblett because he's the favorite. Like that's not the only reason I bet on him. I feel like if you're to do that MMA math right now, which doesn't always work out, by the way. MMA math is only like a theory of how this sport will play out. It's like any other sport when you think that the Jets versus the Giants or whomever in like football there, like you think so and so is going to win that night, and then something else happens, right? But like the math kind of adds up to Paddy Pimblett most likely winning tonight. But I'm not counting out Tony Ferguson. In fact, I want Tony Ferguson to win tonight. Like I am rooting for Tony Ferguson to finally win one again. And maybe retire? I don't know. But I am rooting for Tony Ferguson, but I bet on Paddy Pimblett, which makes this fight that much more exciting. Because I'm excited either way. It doesn't matter who wins. I will be excited and I will be grateful if Tony Ferguson wins. I will be grateful if Paddy the Baddy Pimblett wins. It doesn't matter. I bet on Paddy Pimblett, but I'm rooting for Tony Ferguson. Right now, Paddy Pimblett is walking in the arena. He's dancing around. Trying to get the crowd to get into it. He's got cornrows on instead of his classic English haircut. Right now he's singing his song, giving him. Paddy Pimblett, you got a 6-fight win streak, former Cage Warriors featherweight champion, and a BJJ black belt. So anything can happen tonight, especially when you got any fighter that is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's always great to see what happens. Like you're always looking for that submission kind of thing. And I know it's awesome, man. It's awesome. So Paddy Pimblett cheering right now, trying to amp up the crowd. Come on, everybody. Singing that song, where's your head at? Where's your head at? And right now, Joe's keys to victory. Doppling the grappling exchanges, dictate the pace, and rise to the occasion. That's Joe's keys to victory tonight. Rogan saying that Paddy has to rise to the occasion. But that's true of any fight, any fighter. You got to rise to the occasion. And I'm super excited to see what happens between Paddy Pimblett and Tony Ferguson right now. Right now, Paddy Pimblett enjoying the crowd cheering right now. So Pimblett to win by KO is plus 275. That is a good prop bet to watch out for. And you got Pimblett to win by submission, plus 225. And Pimblett to win inside the distance is plus 100. So a plus 100 for inside the distance, like that's pretty damn good as far as like odds go and like taking that bet. Like if you're going to bet on Paddy Pimblett and you bet that he finishes the fight before it goes the distance, you got yourself a good plus 100 right there. All right, Tony Ferguson walking into the crowd, or walking into the octagon through the crowd, and you got like different people in the crowd are booing and different people in the crowd are cheering for Tony Ferguson. And I mean, why not? Why not? Tony Ferguson, one of the coolest dudes in the sport right now. He might be on his way out in one way or another, but still one of like the coolest people in the sport. Tony Ferguson on his way to the ring right now, the octagon right now. Joe Rogan talking about how people want him to come back. Right now I'm going to have one of my victory wings. Because Josh Emmett won, I won one of my bets, and that means I get to have one of my victory wings. So here we go. One victory wing, and then I will call the fight for Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett. Here's to victory. That was good. I'll eat the rest later. Right now, focus on calling a play-by-play. You got Tony Ferguson, former interim champ, fourth most finishes in UFC lightweight history with 10, fifth most significant strikes. And then you got David Goggins in his corner right now. The crowd is cheering for David Goggins right now. And I mean, why not? It's David Goggins. Right now, Joe Rogan is speculating on whether or not he needs David Goggins, you know? So we got Daniel's keys to victory for Tony Ferguson. Use punches to close the distance, be violent, and remember who you are. That one's a good one for Tony Ferguson. He's got to remember that he's a killer. That he's a machine, that he is trained to disable his opponent as fast as he can, as efficient as he can, and he is meant in his sport, in his career as that mixed martial arts legend. He's meant to finish off Paddy the Baddy as fast as he can. It's not about any, glamour or anything like that. It's about going in there and hurting Paddy. But we'll see. Tail of the tape. Got 39 years old Tony Ferguson versus 28-year-old Paddy Pimblett. Everything else pretty even. 5'11" height for Tony, 5'10" height for Paddy. Right now you got Bruce Buffer doing his fucking introduction. UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting Paddy Pimblett, 20 wins, 3 losses, 5'10", 155.5 pounds from Liverpool, England. He is the minus 340 favorite. Minus 340 favorite. That's pretty good. In the gambling world, they believe that Paddy Pimblett is going to win. Also, the way the betting weather patterns have went, it's like, hey, Paddy's probably going to win. Is what they're saying. But odds in sports, typically the odds in sports, they don't mean shit until the sport is actually played. And in the fight game, trying to predict a certain who's going to win when it comes to the fight game, it's always a coin flip. So Tony Ferguson being introduced right now. El Kakui dancing around in the red corner. He's got a different look on his face tonight, man. He has like a different kind of focus tonight, and I'm excited to see what happens. All right, so we're going to start round 1. Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett. I got to sneeze. But Drake Riggs is saying moment of truth. Here we go. Paddy Pimblett went for the glove handshake. Didn't really work out. We got round 1 starting. Here we go. Looking for the first strike. Looking for the first strike. Paddy Pimblett with the first strike. It was kind of a slip, though, by Ferguson, though. So, oh, nice jab from Paddy to Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson is kind of standing in front of him to a certain extent. Good low kick by Paddy right there. Wow, nice jab from Paddy Pimblett. Oh, Paddy Pimblett has a slip, gets back up on his feet. Nice leg kick again from Paddy Pimblett. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in round number 1. Right now, both fighters really respect one another, you can tell. Body kick from Paddy Pimblett to Tony Ferguson. Paddy Pimblett goes in for the shot, goes in for the takedown. Right now, both fighters in the center of the octagon, on their feet, over top of the Monster logo, feeling it out, back and forth. Tony Ferguson moving around a lot, but he's not doing as many strikes as possible. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he should be doing more work here, but it's the beginning. We'll see what happens. It was a good counter from Ferguson just a second ago, overhand right, when Paddy Pimblett did a leg kick to his lower leg. Nice body kick from Paddy Pimblett. Tony Ferguson kind of staying in the pocket for Paddy just a little bit. But anything can happen. Here we go. We've got 3 minutes, 23 seconds left in round number 1. Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett. Front kick from Tony Ferguson didn't land. Body jab from Tony Ferguson to Paddy Pimblett. That landed. Leg kick from Paddy Pimblett to Tony Ferguson. Another inside leg kick from Paddy Pimblett to Tony Ferguson. Nice jab from Paddy Pimblett to Tony Ferguson's face. Nice leg kick from Paddy Pimblett again. I like how Paddy Pimblett is choosing to work on the legs of Tony Ferguson. It slows him down. It takes away his power, things like that, his mobility. Nice back and forth in the middle of the arena right now. Nice left from Tony Ferguson to Paddy Pimblett as Paddy went in there for a jab. Another leg kick from Paddy Pimblett to Tony Ferguson. This is getting crazy, man. Oh, Tony Ferguson got clipped again. That was awesome. So both fighters right now in the middle of the octagon on the Monster logo. Nice overhand right from Paddy Pimblett to Tony Ferguson there. Right now you can see Tony Ferguson is kind of getting overwhelmed just a little bit here. Tony Ferguson retreating just a little bit. Paddy is just way faster than him. I mean, he's 11 years older. Tony Ferguson's 11 years older than Paddy. Like right now, they're in the middle of the octagon right now. Joe Rogan talking about how Paddy Pimblett has been suffering from all of his social media backlash after all of his most recent fights. Inside leg kick from Tony Ferguson to Paddy. Nice 1-2 combo from Paddy Pimblett to Tony Ferguson. You got Tony Ferguson trying to fight back here. Okay, we got the left leg kick from Paddy Pimblett to Tony Ferguson. Inside leg kick from Tony Ferguson. Right now, Paddy Pimblett is dominating the fight. Right now, that's what's happening. We got round 1, 1 minute, 10 seconds left. Round number 1. Both fighters on their feet in the middle of the octagon. That was a nice right to Tony Ferguson from Paddy Pimblett. Ooh, that was an awesome combo from Paddy Pimblett. And a flying knee knocks down Tony Ferguson, and Tony Ferguson is on the ground right now trying to recover. Got Paddy Pimblett on top of Tony Ferguson, just mauling him right now. Mauling him, trying to look for that finish, looking for that finish. Pimblett's got the back of Tony Ferguson right now, trying to lock in that body triangle. Nothing's locked in yet. Tony Ferguson is really struggling to survive right now. We got 30 seconds in round number 1. I hope that Tony Ferguson can last round number 1, but Paddy has full mount, and he is working on Tony Ferguson's face right now as I speak. A little bit of a scramble by Tony Ferguson. Gives up his back a bit, but then got back on his back there. It's amazing. Wow, Tony is not quitting. It's awesome. Tony is not giving up. It's not going to be easy for Paddy Pimblett to put away Tony, but the way that first round went, That was all Paddy Pimblett that first round. I'm just going to stop for a cigarette here. I thought I gave up smoking, but I couldn't give up smoking. Well, I don't know where my lighter is, so I'm not even going to bother right now. Unless. No. But yeah, okay, so we're in between round number 1 and 2. Right now, the coaches in the corner for Tony Ferguson are telling him to breathe. Pretty standard stuff. I thought David Goggins training Tony Ferguson would have made him more of a killer, more cold-blooded, more evil. But so far, that round one really went for Paddy Pimblett there. Well, I don't know where my ladder went. So, oh wait, there we go. So we can smoke a beautiful but shitty and bad for you cigarette. Feels good, tastes good, but it's bad for you. I tried to quit. Again. I couldn't do it. It just so happens I think I love smoking. Can't help it. Okay, we're going into round number 2. Round number 2, Paddy Pimblett versus Tony Ferguson. In round 1, Paddy Pimblett dominated Tony Ferguson. We're at round 2 right now with 4 minutes, 44 seconds left in round 2. Tony Ferguson is so much slower than Paddy Pimblett. Like, I don't know how they made this fight. But I don't know how they made this fight after all of the losses that Tony Ferguson had to give him Paddy Pimblett at the end here. I don't know. Right now, Tony Ferguson is struggling to survive. You got Tony Ferguson, his back is on the canvas, and Paddy Pimblett is trying to overcome his guard and trying to look for the finish, basically. You got Paddy Pimblett working on top of Tony Ferguson right now. Tony Ferguson has his full guard happening. Joe Rogan is saying that Tony Ferguson is dangerous in his full guard. But after being hurt so bad in the first round and Paddy having a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I don't see Paddy giving up any room for opportunity for Tony Ferguson to find a submission, even though Ferguson has a great guard, right? Like right now, Tony Ferguson is in full guard, but he's still eating a lot of shots on his back. Oh, wow. All right. Cool. You have Tony Ferguson being dominated in round number 2. Just dominated. Unbelievable. You got 3 minutes left in round number 2. Paddy is making Tony Ferguson feel the pain, feel the wrath. Why they call him the baddie. Yeah, unbelievable. This is crazy. Tony Ferguson is being dominated. Certainly not the old Tony that we're used to. After he had that big win streak, comes to like just a long losing streak. It's brutal to see that happen, like that downfall of a fighter. But at the same time, you'll always respect Ferguson for what he has accomplished. We have 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in round number 2. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left. And Paddy is just dominating the fight right now. Just dominating it. Paddy's working on Tony Ferguson's body. And then when he tries to guard his body, he starts working on his head. Just very, very dominating. Right now, 23 significant ground strikes from Paddy Pimblett. And Tony Ferguson is struggling to survive here. This isn't a fight. This is a struggle to survive by Tony Ferguson. But, is what it is. Tony Ferguson in half guard right now. Paddy Pimblett trying to pass the guard. Good recovery. Butterflies to keep his guard. Tony Ferguson right now just really trying to hang on for life. He's really good at staying in guard right now, though. Paddy Pimblett can't pass his full guard. And why not? Tony Ferguson does have a very strong full guard. It's a little bit sad to see Tony Ferguson's downfall, but that's the sport. That's the nature of the sport. You get older, you start slowing down a bit. That's the nature of MMA. Love it. It's a good metaphor for life. But yeah, so right now, Paddy the Baddy is just on top of Tony Ferguson, just laying into him, giving him the beats, giving him the beatdown of his life. It's pretty deadly. Paddy keeps trying to pass the guard, but he can't pass the full guard of Tony Ferguson. That's impressive by Tony Ferguson. But he is really trying to survive here. You got Tony Ferguson bleeding all over the fucking canvas. You got Dana White in the background kind of smiling away. Little smirk on his face watching the monitor. Like, oh my God. Got 10 seconds left in round number 2. And Tony Ferguson is hanging on for dear life. Like that whole round, Paddy Pimblett dominated Tony Ferguson. So I think you might have 2 10-8 rounds. I think both rounds might have been 10-8. Like Tony Ferguson is completely overwhelmed. David Goggins is giving him a very, very good Rocky speech. You got to knock this guy out. You're better than this, Tony. You're better. The cut man is getting his work in for Tony Ferguson right now. Wiping him down, making sure the blood's not in his eyes anymore, shit like that. Hands high, chin down. Tony Ferguson is overwhelmed right now. I think Tony is defeated in mindset right now, man. Like going into the third round, I don't think he believes he can come back now, but I hope he does. I hope he believes he can come back. I hope Tony Ferguson somehow pulls off a miracle. Like I said, I'm rooting for Tony Ferguson, but I bet on Paddy Pimblett. So that's what makes this fight exciting. Going to round 3. Here we go. Round 3 starting right now. First strike in round number 3. Body shot from Tony Ferguson to Paddy Pimblett, but there was no power behind it whatsoever. Nice combo 1-2 from Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett boxing a bit now. Poor Tony Ferguson, man. Paddy Pimblett with the combination. Speed over power, man. Speed over power. Ferguson going for a knockout, doing a bunch of Hail Mary strikes. Not really landing any right now, though. Paddy Pimblett doing a very good job this fight so far. Got 4 minutes, 15 seconds left in round number 3. And right now, both fighters are on their feet, kind of having a boxing match. Oh, wow. Didn't see that coming. Oh, Paddy Pimblett on the ground, but Tony Ferguson getting Paddy to get back up on his feet. Gave him some space to get back up on his feet. Nice body shot from Tony Ferguson to Paddy Pimblett. So the cardio in round number 3 is actually starting to show for Tony Ferguson's favor. Like it looks like Paddy Pimblett is tired out from trying to finish off Tony Ferguson in round number 1 and 2. But a nice takedown from Paddy Pimblett. All right, here we go with probably top control for the rest of the fucking third round unless Tony Ferguson can find some sort of miracle submission. But we got 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Round number 3. Tony Ferguson is on his back. Paddy Pimblett is on top of him trying to find the finish. And right now Tony Ferguson is trying to do some elbows, but he's on his back, so he doesn't have much leverage with those elbows. And right now Tony Ferguson staying in guard. This fight is pretty crazy, man. Like it just seems so like one-sided. Paddy Pimblett is just dominating like everybody thought he would. But it's always sad when that happens, when everybody predicts that Paddy Pimblett is going to like dominate him so bad, and then it comes true, right? That's what's happening right now. Paddy Pimblett is completely dominating this fight. Got 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in round number 3. And so far for the last 40 seconds, Paddy Pimblett has had top control, and Tony Ferguson has been on his back trying to figure out any answer that he can to get out from that position and try to win this fight, right? Anything can happen, though. I'm not counting out Tony Ferguson yet. There's 2 minutes, 10 seconds left of this. Like right now, Paddy has top control. And with 2 minutes left in round number 3, anything can happen still. But right now, it looks like Paddy might walk away with this. He's not unscathed. Paddy is bleeding from the nose. But he has had top control for at least 7 minutes of this fight so far. And we still got 2 minutes to go kind of thing. Paddy Pimblett still on top of Tony Ferguson. And Ferguson staying in guard. Staying in full guard like a champ. But at the same time, what can you do? What can you do? Tony Ferguson trying to push Paddy Pimblett away. Paddy Pimblett still on top of Tony Ferguson, dominating the fight completely. Feeling really bad right now for Tony Ferguson. Maybe he'll retire tonight. I don't know. We got 1 minute, 10 seconds left for Paddy Pimblett just dominating Ferguson right now. Ferguson has to finish this fight in the last minute if he can. It's certainly possible. Anything could happen. But right now it looks like Paddy's probably going to walk away with this thing with a unanimous decision, most likely. Most likely. We have 45 seconds left. And a guillotine attempt from Tony Ferguson. But I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So close. So close. Wow. That was so close. Paddy Pimblett was in a guillotine position. He almost couldn't get out of it. But he got out of it. He got out of it. Right now, Tony Ferguson is being completely dominated. And you have 15 seconds left in round number 3. And yeah, Pimblett just giving him the beats. Giving Ferguson the beats. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Round number 3 is over. Like, we're going to go to the refs, to the judges' decisions. But it was definitely a Paddy fight all the way. Paddy Pimblett completely dominated that fight, all 3 rounds, and especially the second and the third round. And each time Paddy got on top, Ferguson was at the bottom, couldn't find any answers whatsoever to get out of it, and Paddy completely dominated that fight. It was pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Showing a couple of replays, a couple of good combinations from Paddy Pimblett in the first round. They boxed quite a bit in the first round. And like what really hurt Tony Ferguson in the first round was a flying knee from Paddy Pimblett to Tony Ferguson's head. And that pretty much knocked down Tony Ferguson. And I thought that fight was going to be over there. But hey, man, we went to a decision. So mad respect for Tony Ferguson, but he did totally get dominated in that fight. So even more mad respect for Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. And I guess that silenced all the haters for Paddy Pimblett. And as for Tony Ferguson, maybe he'll retire tonight. I don't know. It's hard to watch Tony Ferguson's downfall, though. Like, after being such a good ambassador for the sport, it's hard to see Tony Ferguson's downfall. But after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges score this card 30-27. UD, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. And of course, you got Paddy Pimblett holding up the monster logo from his drink. Probably earn him a couple more $1,000. You got Joe Rogan about to interview Paddy Pimblett right now. Rogan asking, like, you wanted a redemption for this fight. Did you get this from a legend? Paddy Pimblett calling Tony Ferguson a legend. Paddy Pimblett asking the crowd to give it up for Tony Ferguson. I love the amount of respect that Paddy Pimblett is showing his opponent, whom he just defeated. Like, I love that. I love it when a fighter completely dominates somebody, but it's like, hey, that guy's a legend, and he's right. Tony Ferguson is totally a legend. But yeah, you got his win streak is 5 right now, Paddy Pimblett. So this kid's gonna go far. He's only 28. He's totally gonna be like, well, he is already a big name in the sport, but the way that fight went, he made Tony Ferguson look like an amateur tonight. But we all know Tony Ferguson is awesome. He's a pro, right? But it's just sad to see the downfall of Tony Ferguson. But hey, Paddy Pimblett on top of the world right now. Has a bit of a bloody nose, but other than that, he won this fight easily. It was a domination completely. And right now, Joe Rogan is asking, do you feel like you're moving forward, Paddy? Paddy's saying he feels better about it. Paddy is disappointed he couldn't find the finish. And at the same time, he's saying that Tony Ferguson is one of the baddest motherfuckers to be in the ring. So that was great. Paddy Pimblett giving shout outs to his friends and family. Pimblett showing love to his family and friends still. Saying that's for the babies, because his friends and family must have had some newborn babies and stuff like that. Like, class act by Paddy Pimblett, though. Like, the way he won this fight, like, he dominated Ferguson. He could rub it in Ferguson's face, but deciding to really be, like, honorable about it. Like, I love that about Paddy Pimblett, But, yeah, that was great. So we got Zach Brown in the audience. And you got Taylor Lewin. You got George St. Pierre. Boss Rudin. Awesome. Dricus du Plessis. Speaking of du Plessis and like Strickland, I was hoping to go see that in Toronto, but I couldn't fucking afford tickets. Right now, du Plessis and Strickland are actually like 4 seats away from one another. It's pretty deadly. You just know at the end of the day that these guys are like friends and brothers for the most part. Except I don't really see Colby Covington and Leon Edwards being friends after tonight's fight because of what Colby said about his father. Right now they're doing a plug for the Sean Strickland versus du Plessis fight. But yeah, I'm going to take my red marker and we are going to cross off the legend El Cucuy, who got dominated by Paddy the Baddy Pimblett for all 3 rounds. Rest in peace, Tony Ferguson. Rest in peace. I don't know if he's going to retire tonight. I guess not if they're cutting to the promo for UFC 297. But Tony Ferguson's downfall still continues. Will he fight in the UFC again? Only time will tell. Probably. The thing about fighters who keep going in like their like late 30s or like early 40s or whatever, like they don't want to give up the sport because it's all they know. Like Tony Ferguson, he's the man. Like he has a shitty losing streak, a very shitty losing streak. And the thing about that though, it's like he's on his way out in regards to like his body. Like the mind of a fighter is really willing. The mind of a fighter, like they want to keep going. They want to keep being how they were in their prime. And with Tony Ferguson, it's like his mind wants to keep going, but maybe his body isn't keeping up with his mind the way that it used to. And that's why you have Tony Ferguson on like a 7-fight losing streak or something crazy like that. Right now they're plugging the card for 297. Pretty excited about that one. I'm looking for that Raquel Pennington against Mayra Bueno Silva. I always like watching those women's fights. Dominic Reyes versus Carlos Alberg. But yeah, Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis. I feel like Sean Strickland's going to win, but again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. When it comes to 297, I'm rooting for Sean Strickland. I've been rooting for Sean Strickland ever since Israel Adesanya. But like, yeah, I love his banter at the press conferences. Like to see somebody like, let's say, Strickland versus, let's say, if he had to fight like Covington or something like that would be like really fun banter at a press conference before and after. Like I love how ignorant they are to their opponents to get inside their heads before the fight. It's amazing. But yeah, folks, that was Paddy Pimblett versus Tony Ferguson. And Paddy Pimblett completely dominated Tony Ferguson. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. Right now they're plugging Modelo. Brewed for those with a fighting spirit. I've actually never tried Modelo. I'm going to have to try it now. All right. Right now we're doing a plug for Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson is number 6 in the division, and Shavkat Rakhmonov is number 5 in the division. Pretty excited to see what happens. Like as far as this fight goes, like this upcoming fight here, Shavkat versus Wonder Boy. Like I'm rooting for Wonder Boy, but I bet on Shavkat, and at the same time I'm rooting for Shavkat because of his long winning streak, and I feel like he's one of those guys who he already had an amazing career, like 17 fight win streak or something crazy like that. And I feel like he can go a bit further. You know, I'm a Shavkat fan. But at the same time, I'm a Wonder Boy fan, so I am super excited to see what happens between Shavkat Rakhmonov and Stephen Thompson. Like, it'd be neat to see if Stephen Thompson pulls off like a miracle knockout, you know. And it won't be that much of a miracle either. I mean, Stephen Thompson's a very prolific kickboxer, and when it comes to any fight, really, like a kickboxer, like they'll rack up more points typically. Like I had a friend once tell me that when it comes to like a kickboxer versus a wrestler, the kickboxer is going to win. I was like, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. But anything can happen on fight night. But like I see what he means when it's like when it comes to a wrestler versus a kickboxer will always win the fight, is what my friend said. And you know, whatever happens on fight night happens on fight night, but I see his point. They rack in so many more points with their striking efficiency, accuracy, and all that stuff. But yeah, right now Shavkat Rakhmonov is talking up the fight. You know how they do that press conference and the pre-interview before the fight? We've been training all aspects of MMA, sharpening my skills and developing new ones, is what Shavkat says. And he's in shock. And the fans are going to see, they're going to recognize that I'm Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'm the man, is what he's kind of saying. I've got Wonder Boy saying that his striking is better than Shavkat. Wonder Boy thinks he has an advantage in this fight. I mean, it's possible. Like, Wonder Boy can still do it. Like, the odds tonight for this fight, like, they're wildly inaccurate, I think. I think it's more of a coin flip than everybody is saying. Like, everybody is saying that Shavkat is for sure going to dominate Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. But when it comes to Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, I think that's more of a coin flip. That's more of a coin flip than the gambling community has led on. I will do everything in my power to win, is what Shavkat is saying. I will bring victory to Kazakhstan. All right, Shavkat versus Wonder Boy. Here we go. Right now, Stephen Thompson is about to walk to the octagon. The South Carolina native. Olivia talking about Stephen Thompson's dedication to mixed martial arts. Apparently, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has over 900 students, which is pretty awesome. I mean, to be like an ambassador for the sport, and at the same time, you are literally teaching minds that are younger than yours how to succeed in the sport of MMA. That's what Wonder Boy does for a living. You know, while being a fighter, he teaches other people how to be a fighter. Like that's cool. That's why I respect Stephen Thompson that much more. Like what Kobe Covington called him in that was fucked up. So Stephen Thompson actually has Jack Black in his corner right now. Like literally like King Kong Jack Black. And that seems a little bit out of place for me, but at the same time, it's really cool to see Jack Black standing there in the corner for Stephen Thompson. Right now, Jack Black has a pretty wild beard going on. Jack Black is awesome. Like back in the day, you know, all that like Tenacious D stuff. Like I was watching some of his comedy from the 90s when him and Kyle used to go up on stage, you know, Tenacious D style. And man, that guy's a legend. But yeah, Stephen Thompson, kickboxing record of 57-0 back in the day there. Fourth most knockdowns in welterweight history. Sixth most significant strikes with 1,186 significant strikes. Number 6. Right now you got Stephen Thompson jumping in the octagon, and the crowd is cheering him on, man. Cheering him on. Stephen Thompson jumping back and forth in the blue corner. Yeah, this crowd is just feeling, you know, like feeling love for Stephen Thompson right now. And why not? He does so much for the sport. He's a true mixed martial artist. And like one of those guys that seems like, you know, never meet your heroes. But Stephen Thompson seems like one of those people that you could approach and be like, hey, you know, how's it going? How do I make my fight game better? But yeah. Okay, you got Shavkat Rakhmonov walking into the octagon right now. Wow. Crazy. Just jamming to his music. Cormier calling Shavkat Rakhmonov an absolute killer. And I mean, why not? He has the resume to prove that he's a fucking killer. 17-0. Like, that's an amazing record. Like, this guy's in line to maybe beat the record of Khabib, but let's not jump that far ahead. 17-0 is not 29-0, right? So, but as far as like Kazakhstan goes, like he's putting them on the map in MMA, you know? The country Borat's from. Okay, so you got Shavkat Rakhmonov, longest active win streak finish with 5 finishes, 8 knockouts, 9 submissions, 1 of 14 wheel kick knockouts in UFC history. Gotta love the wheel kick. Cormier saying that Shavkat looks like a monster. So, props to watch out for. You got Shavkat to win by KO, plus 275. Thompson to win by KO, plus 1,200. Wow. That's amazing. Plus 1,200 for Thompson to win by KO. So if you're betting on Thompson to win by KO and somehow Thompson wins by KO, you're walking away with a very good win if that happens and you're betting on Thompson winning by KO. But you have to be crazy to bet against Shavkat. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so we got the tail of the tape. You got old man Stephen Thompson. He's 40 years old versus Shavkat Rakhmonov, who's only 29 years old. So it might be like the last fight where it's like Ferguson was 39 years old, Paddy Pimblett 28 years old, and you could see that like age made a big difference. But right now Bruce Buffer is doing the introductions. You got Stephen Thompson, 17 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, 6 feet, 171 pounds from Simpsonville. Steven Wonderboy Thompson. Crowd going wild for Wonderboy. And why not? He's a legend in the sport. But so is Shavkat Rakhmonov. Undefeated, perfect professional record, 17-0, 6'1", 171 pounds, from Kokshetau. I can't pronounce it. Kokshetau, Kazakhstan. Number 5 in the world right now. The crowd holding up their Kazakhstan flags. You got Jason Herzog as the referee. Sexy Brittany Palmer, ring girl for this fight. All right, we're going to go to round number 1. Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Steven Wonderboy Thompson. They touch gloves out of respect to start the fight. We're looking for a first strike. Who's the first strike? Here we go. 4 minutes, 50 seconds. Nobody threw the first strike yet. Leg kick from Steven Wonderboy Thompson to Rakhmonov. I'll just call him Wonderboy for the rest of this fight. We got 4 minutes, 35 seconds. Rakhmonov moved in for the advance there. Steven Thompson got out of the way. So I love about Thompson. He usually gets out of the way. I mean, once in a while he'll get knocked out, but usually gets out of the way. Both fighters lock up. Right now you got Shavkat clinching Steven Wonderboy. Cormier saying you haven't seen many people take Wonderboy down, but Shavkat might do it tonight. Shavkat working on the legs of Steven Thompson by giving him a bunch of knees, a couple Charlie horses there. Right now, Steven Wonderboy is up against the cage. Rakhmonov is working on him, trying to take him down. Got 3 minutes, 45 seconds in round number 1. Rakhmonov versus Wonderboy. Rakhmonov was saying the other day that he should get a title shot if he finishes Wonderboy tonight. If he finishes him. But we'll see. Right now, Steven Thompson is trying to stay on his feet. Rakhmonov is trying to take him down. Has that clinch on. Nice knee to the body from Rakhmonov to Wonderboy. Rakhmonov and Wonderboy still locked up. Wonderboy's back is against the cage. Couple of shots from Rakhmonov to the face of Steven Wonderboy. Still up against the cage. Kind of a slow-paced fight at first, but I mean, Rakhmonov is trying to dominate Wonderboy. And like if Rakhmonov gives Wonderboy any space, he's going to utilize on his kickboxing. Wow, right now Rakhmonov is just giving him jabs to the face, man. Steven Wonderboy ate like 10 jabs to the face right there. Not much leverage on it because they're pushed up against the cage right now with Wonderboy's back against the cage. But as far as this goes, like anybody can win, man. Anybody can win. I'm rooting for Wonderboy to actually win here, even though I bet on Shavkat Rakhmonov. But single leg, trying to do the single leg takedown, and Wonderboy got out of it. Again, Wonderboy is still on the cage, still with his back on the cage. So there's a lot of like standing cage control from Rakhmonov right now. Rakhmonov has the leg of Wonderboy right now, trying to knock him down. I am really shocked that Thompson has not been taken down yet. This is crazy. 1 minute, 45 seconds left in round number 1. And Steven Thompson, his back is still against the cage. Rakhmonov is pushing against him, has that cage control. They're both on their feet. It's pretty wild. Joe Rogan is saying that Herzog might step in and break them up because they haven't really advanced as far as position goes. Like Wonderboy has been up against the cage this entire fight so far. Knee to the body from Rakhmonov to Wonderboy. I'm surprised and shocked by how amazing Wonder Boy's balance is. But again, like Rachmanov is dominating with cage control right now. And Wonder Boy's back is still up against the cage. Rachmanov has clinch control for 3 minutes, 20 seconds so far. All right, there we go. Both fighters back in the middle of the ring now. Wonder Boy finally escaped that. Nice body kick from Wonder Boy to Shavkat. Wonder Boy is bleeding. Looks like he has a bloody nose. Bloody nose and the blood got on his forehead. Trying to figure out where it's coming from. It is his nose. 30 seconds left, round number 1. Both fighters in the middle of the octagon. Wonder Boy utilizing on his kickboxing. Shavkat. Oh, Shavkat. Nice jab. Look more like a cross. We got 10 seconds left here in round number 1. As far as clinch control goes, like Rachmanov probably won round number 1. And he had a lot of strikes when he had Thompson up against the cage there. And Wonder Boy smiles at him at the end of round number 1. Right now we're going to the corners. Right now we're in the blue corner. Joe Rogan was saying that Wonder Boy landed the bigger strikes, but I think the control time is in Shavkat's favor that particular round. It's still hard to say though. Like that one was hard to judge. Like the control time makes me favor Shavkat in round number 1. But again, there are a couple of good body strikes from Stephen Wonder Boy Thompson there. Use your knees in the clinch is what Shavkat's coach is saying. Believe in your hands is what Shavkat's coach is saying. And we're going to round number 2. Rachmanov versus Thompson. Edwards versus Covington, UFC 296. You got Shavkat versus Wonder Boy. Here we go. All right, here we go. Round number 2 starting now. They touch gloves round number 2 just like they touched gloves at round number 1. Nice karate kick from Wonder Boy Thompson to the body of Shavkat Rachmanov. Ooh, nice cross to the chin of Thompson from Rachmanov there. Good body kicks from Thompson today, though. Nice jab to Shavkat's head there. Like, Stephen Thompson is doing way better than I thought he would, that everybody thought he would. You know, nice body kick again from Thompson. And Shavkat rushing in for the takedown. Like, crazy balance from Wonder Boy Thompson. So Rachmanov has clinch control again, cage control up against the cage right now. And Thompson's back again on the cage, just like in round number 1. But, wow, like I'm so surprised by the takedown defense of Wonder Boy. Like, Shavkat is having such a hard time trying to take down Wonder Boy. So you got Stephen Thompson up against the cage in round number 2. We got 3 minutes, 50 seconds left. And clinch control from Rachmanov for the last 45 seconds maybe. Couple of jabs from Rachmanov to Wonder Boy Thompson. Again, with not much leverage overall because, you know, he's pushing him up against the cage. So the crowd is kind of booing this because it's like the first round was like Rachmanov was pushing Wonder Boy Thompson up against the cage that entire time. I think if you count the strikes that Rachmanov had on Thompson in clinch control for round number 1, you'd have to give Rachmanov round number 1. But still, it's hard to say. Oh, he finally took him down. All right, that was Rachmanov's first takedown on Wonder Boy Thompson there. Right now, Shavkat has one leg of Stephen Thompson to try to keep him down. Because if he lets Stephen Thompson back down, if he lets Stephen Thompson back up, he's probably not going to get another takedown like this. So Shavkat has to really utilize on this. But Wonder Boy is using the cage right now just to really have as much control as he can. But Shavkat did take down Wonder Boy there. And Wonder Boy is using Shavkat Rakhmonov is using wrist control on Wonderboy Thompson right now, who is on his ass, like in a sitting position, and Rakhmonov is giving him a couple jabs to the face. Wow. Right now, like Rakhmonov has Stephen Wonderboy's arm pinned behind his back. Wow. This is crazy. Right now, Rakhmonov is working towards a choke on Stephen Thompson. Oh my God, it's in deep. It's in deep. Wonderboy is in trouble. Wonderboy is in trouble. Holy fuck. Oh, wow. Wow, that was amazing. The fact that Wonderboy's back was near the cage is what saved Wonderboy from being choked out there. That was crazy. That was crazy. Rakhmonov almost finished him right there. Rakhmonov has side control with one leg over, so it's like half guard side control kind of thing going on here. Rakhmonov working the elbows against Stephen Thompson right now, trying to make him bleed, trying to make him feel that pain. Rakhmonov is a fucking killer, man. Killer. Rakhmonov looking for that finish, man. He's looking for that finish. I think he might get it tonight. I think he might get that finish tonight. So we got a minute, 10 seconds left in round number 2. Shavkat working on Wonderboy Thompson right now. Nice elbows from Shavkat to Wonderboy Thompson. And right now, like, Shavkat is picking apart Wonderboy Thompson right now. He's looking for the finish, guys. He's looking for the finish. Shavkat, again, still has like that side control half guard thing going on. Significant ground strikes from Shavkat. 15 significant ground strikes from Rakhmonov. Thompson trying to get back up on his feet here. He might get back up on his feet. Like he's very durable when it comes to fighting in general. Okay, Shavkat has the back of Stephen Thompson right now. Rakhmonov is looking for that finish. He's looking to choke him out. Right now, you got Shavkat on the back of Stephen Thompson. There's no triangle to the body or anything like that, but Stephen Thompson is in a bad position. Oh my God! Wow, Shavkat found a submission and he finished it. He submitted Stephen Thompson right there. Unbelievable. With less than 10 seconds to go in round number 2, Shavkat Rakhmonov finished off Stephen Wonderboy Thompson with a choke. With a choke. That was amazing. But Stephen Thompson really did do a great job, though, like better than I thought he would. Like, he still lost the fight, but I was still shocked at how Stephen Wonderboy Thompson was staying on his feet so well. He was, he's a pro, right? Like, he was staying on his feet very well. And you got a bunch of elbows and shit like that from Rakhmonov, and eventually Stephen Thompson left his back open, and then Rakhmonov worked on him until he finally found the choke, and he choked out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. So there you have it, folks. Shavkat Rakhmonov has defeated Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, the legend. They're both legends, but yeah, that was amazing. Shavkat Rakhmonov is for real. His hype train for real. I've always been a Shavkat fan, and the way things are going, I'll always be a Shavkat fan. But also, too, I'll always be a Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fan. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has done a lot for the sport of MMA. I expect to see Stephen Thompson in the corner of some future champion somewhere down the line, because he's that much of a teacher and a mentor in the sport of MMA. So I tip my hat to Stephen Thompson, but Rakhmonov got the best of him tonight. Winner by submission, rear naked choke, Shavkat Rakhmonov. The Nomad strikes again. So there you have it for Kazakhstan. All the Borat fans out there. I'm going to go ahead and cross off Wonderboy with the good old red here. Right now, Joe Rogan is doing an interview for Shavkat Rakhmonov. Joe Rogan saying, every single fight you finish, tonight you're the first guy to submit Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. How happy are you with your performance? Now, Shavkat's saying something. Translator. Shavkat had a big speech. He still hasn't been translated yet. First of all, Salam Alaikum, Kazakhstan. It's Independence Day in Kazakhstan. Stephen Thompson is very tough. I'm happy that I finished him. Joe Rogan saying, Shavkat is worthy. Joe Rogan asking if he believes that Shavkat deserves a chance at the title. Hopefully Shavkat says, yes, give me the title shot. Shavkat is saying the winner of the title fight tonight, he is ready to fight the winner of the title fight. Wow. So I had a parlay bet for Shavkat Rakhmonov and Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. And wouldn't you know it, I won that parlay bet, so that was cool. But again, I was rooting for Ferguson. I was rooting for Wonderboy. But it is what it is. You got Mark Wahlberg in the crowd right now. You got Marlon Vera in the crowd. Jamal Hill. Islam Makhachev is in the fucking building tonight. All the famous faces out in row number 1, 2, 3. So we're going to Pantoja versus Royval in a bit. And overall, tonight has been one exciting night. You got Emmett versus Mitchell in like one of the most violent knockouts I've ever seen. Just a perfect cross landed on the jaw of Bryce Mitchell. Like, that was crazy. Josh Emmett, real deal. Proved it with that one fucking cross on the jaw of Bryce Mitchell. That was cool. Then Tony Ferguson versus Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. Paddy couldn't find a finish. He still couldn't find a finish. But he did dominate Tony Ferguson as far as that one goes. And then, yeah, then you got Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Wonderboy Thompson. And that was completely domination by Shavkat. He dominated Wonderboy and choked him out. That was pretty wild, guys. Pretty wild. And now they're hyping up the fight. Pantoja versus Royval. Anik reflecting on Pantoja's appetite to improve himself as a fighter overall. Right now, Derek Lewis is doing a fucking Manscaped commercial. This commercial is sick. It's Derek Lewis talking about his balls for like a minute. Yeah, I apologize that tonight the camera is super laggy. And I don't even know if the audio is coming through, to be honest. I'm still doing the play-by-play as best as I can and my live reaction towards it. I was very shocked at what happened between Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell. And as far as Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett, I was rooting for Tony Ferguson. I bet on Paddy Pimblett, and Paddy Pimblett just dominated that fight completely, like the gambling community thought he would. And then Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Wonderboy Thompson. I was very impressed by Wonderboy being able to stay up on his feet for as long as he did went up against Shavkat Rakhmonov, but eventually Shavkat Rakhmonov took down Wonderboy and gave him a rear naked choke, ended the fight with a nice finish. And then afterwards, after the fight, Shavkat said, "You give me the champion of who wins tonight, I will fight them. No problem, I'll fight them," is what he said. So like, that was cool. Shavkat's cool. But yeah, we're gonna go to Pantoja versus Royval soon. They're gonna do a quick video of their journey to get here. Excited to see how that hypes up the fight. Like I was shocked, like that Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja fight. Like I was shocked at how awesome that fight was. There's lots of back and forth. It was one of those fights that was harder to judge than most fights, but still Pantoja was clearly the winner. And yeah, it was just crazy. There's so many good fights in this division. But yeah, okay, now we're doing a promo for Pantoja versus Royval right now. Right now, they're actually showing the replay for Moreno versus Pantoja. Pantoja saying he worked very hard for that moment. Pantoja versus Royval. Pantoja versus Royval. I'm betting on Pantoja, and I am rooting for Pantoja. After his performance against Brandon Moreno, I am a Pantoja fan. And I am hoping that all goes well with that. As far as like my YouTube stream goes, the video is completely laggy. I honestly don't know if the audio is even if you can hear me or not. I don't know, but like it's one of those things, man. Like it's just going super laggy right now. But to be honest, though, I bought a couple of video games and they're probably loading right now. I bought Need for Speed. It was like Need for Speed Heat and a bunch of Dead Space games. Like I bought Dead Space 1, 2, 3, because I want to beat Dead Space 1, 2, 3 before I play the remake. And then I bought a couple of Final Fantasy games and shit like that. So that's why everything is moving so slow right now. Like my Xbox right now is installing a bunch of games, so that's why this fucking live stream is so laggy. Like it's so brutal, so brutal. I'm gonna have to get a better way to do these live streams, because right now it looks like I'm frozen, and that's pretty brutal. But yeah, so you got the Pantoja versus Royval promo right now. Royval saying that he knows he can beat Pantoja. Pantoja saying he improved everything. His striking, his technique, he improved everything for this fight. Royval is calling Pantoja a killer. It's always classy when they see the strengths of their opponents in these pre-video kind of things. I don't expect that kind of behavior from Colby Covington, but Royval is tipping his hat to Pantoja, saying that he's a killer before going into the ring. So the fact that he acknowledges that might actually work in his favor. But I'm pretty excited to see Pantoja versus Royval. Hopefully Pantoja comes out on top and still. But overall, though, I'm just excited to see what happens. Right now, you got the challenger, Royval, coming out right now. Jamming out to his music right now. Some old school hip hop. Digging it. His coach is talking him up. We're bringing it home tonight. Brandon Royval with his first UFC title shot. Here we go. Denver, Colorado native. One of 11 active Colorado-born UFC fighters. Like overall tonight, like, oh my God, I just can't believe how Josh Emmett knocked out Bryce Mitchell so clean and clear and efficiently. Like that was amazing, man. That was amazing. Pantoja dancing around the ring, or not around the ring, just outside the octagon, about to give hugs to his trainers and shit. Shaking hands with everybody before he goes into the ring. It's like, you're my bro. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring the title back to Colorado. Accompanying Royval was Major Sergeant Daniel Bedford, who served the forces for 20 years. They're also, letting you know who that is. So you got Brandon Royval about to step into the octagon right now. Brandon Royval, he has a 3-fight win streak. He finished 13 of 15 wins, 4 knockouts, 9 submissions. He has the 4th shortest average fight time in UFC flyweight history of 6 minutes 28 seconds is the average fight time for Royval. Props to watch out for Brandon Royval. Royval to win by KO is plus 350. Pantoja to win by submission plus 120. Plus 120 is actually a really good score for I think that Pantoja might win by submission. Plus 120 is really low as far as plus 120 goes. When you're trying to guess the outcome like that, you would think it'd be a bit higher than that. The arena went dark. The crowd is going wild. The champion Pantoja is about to enter the octagon, or enter the arena, on his way towards the octagon. We got Pantoja coming out to some 50 Cent. Good old 50 Cent. Crowd going wild. Many, 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 man. Jamming out to 50 Cent. Right now, Pantoja holding up that Brazilian Brazilian flag. Cool. Yeah, definitely a patriot for Brazil. Holding that flag up nice and high. Proudly. True patriot over there. John Anik saying Pantoja is one of the best fighters in the world. He is one of 6 current or former Brazilian champions on active UFC roster. Your champion, Alexander Pantoja. Right now, Pantoja, giving his ring support there, his crew support there, showing love before entering the octagon. Doing the pre-entrance inspection. Anik once again promotes Modelo. Pantoja, UFC flyweight champ. 3rd most wins in UFC history of 10. 3rd most finishes in UFC flyweight history with 6. Pantoja has a lot of energy in the ring. He's jumping around the octagon like crazy. Way more energy than Royval. So you got the fight odds right now. You got minus 200 for Pantoja and plus 165 for Brandon Royval. The odds of Brandon Royval winning plus 165. That's a good bet if you can win it, kind of thing. So tail of the tape. The only real difference is the height. Brandon Royval is 4 inches taller at 5'9". They're relatively the same age, 33 and 31, pretty damn close. And same weight, same reach, so we're good to go. We got Bruce Buffer doing the introduction right now. This is the co-main event of the evening. Our 3 judges scoring this contest are Eric Cullen, Junichio Kamijo. We got the referee, Mark Goddard. Just listening to Bruce Buffer right now, doing his end now. This fight is 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Flyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting blue corner, Brandon Royval, 15 wins, 6 losses, 5'9", 124.5 pounds from Englewood. We got 165 underdog. These Colorado boys can fight. The challenger, Brandon Royval. All right, here we go. Brandon Royval, introduction out of the way. Now to introduce the champ. Fighting out of the red corner. We got Alexander Pantoja, 26 wins, 5 losses, 125 pounds. From Brazil, minus 200 favorite. Winner of first fight. Reigning, defending UFC Flyweight Champion of the world. Alexandre the Cannibal Pantoja. Pantoja. I pronounce it both. I don't know. Either way. Goddard doing the rules of the ring. Touch gloves now. All right, here we go. Pantoja versus Royval. We're about to start round number 1. And here we go. Got Jared Leto in the back next to Mark Wahlberg. A lot of fame in the crowd as usual. They touch gloves at the beginning of round number 1. Here we go. Ooh, combination right from Pantoja, right out of the hop there, right at the beginning. Inside leg kick, Pantoja. Another inside leg kick, Pantoja. Oh, going in for the combination, Pantoja. Going in for the takedown, Pantoja. There we go. A lot of energy in this fight right out of the fucking gate. Nice leg kick from Pantoja. Both fighters in the center of the octagon right now with 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. Nice right from Brandon Royval. Nice leg kick from Pantoja. Nice leg kick from Royval. Nice leg kick from Pantoja. Oh, nice shot to the chin from Pantoja to Royval. Both fighters are scrambling now on their feet. Got the clinch by Pantoja. A little bit of clinch control there for a second. Fighters break apart. We got 4 minutes left of round number 1. Both fighters in the center of the octagon right now. A little bit of boxing in the center of the ring right now. Nice body kick from Pantoja. That was loud. Couple of good feints from Royval, but Pantoja isn't biting on that. He's still delivering really good output. We got 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in round number 1. John Anik is reflecting on the cardio of both fighters. You can tell right away, right out of the gate, it was like a scramble. Pantoja is slowing down just a little bit, though. Nice outside leg kick from Pantoja. Both fighters clinch up a bit in the middle of the ring. Pantoja goes for a takedown. Nice takedown from Pantoja. Royval on his back right now. Pantoja trying to figure out a way to pass his guard. We've got half guard. Butterflies right now, keeping Royval in guard. Right now you got Pantoja trying to pass the guard of Royval. But Royval's head is up against the cage. Like Royval's on his back, so it's harder at that position to do that. Wrist control from Pantoja. Royval on his back. Pantoja gets back up on his feet. No, I thought he was going to let him up there for a second. Oh, nice kick to the head from Royval. Like he's on his back right now. Pantoja is on his feet. And it was a nice kick to the head, though. Pantoja trying to figure out a way to deal with Royval, who is on his back right now. Couple of good kicks from Brandon Royval on the ground. Ooh, nice shot to the body from Pantoja to Royval on his back right now. Royval's on his back. Right now you got Pantoja on top of Royval. We got half guard right now. Royval's back is up against the cage, though, so it's hard to find leverage in order to advance your position. Royval using the cage to push off of Pantoja to get out of that position, find a way to get into a better position. A couple of shots from Royval on his back to Pantoja. Pantoja still on top, though. Wrist control from Pantoja. Ooh, that's a weird position. Pantoja was trying to take the back. Nope. Awesome. All right, we got a minute left in round number one. Round number one, you got, Pantoja is in full mount. Full mount, trying to keep the position of full mount. The Royval is trying to fight his way out of it. Okay, we're in the half guard now. So far, we got ground control time of 2 minutes, 10 seconds in round number one. Pantoja. 35 seconds left in round number one. Pantoja kind of dominating the fight. Now both fighters are back up to their feet. Nice body kick from Pantoja to Royval. Nice body kick from Pantoja again to Royval. 10 seconds to go in round number one. Nice jab from Royval to Pantoja. Another nice jab. All right. That's the end of round number one. Now, as far as round number one goes, I feel like it was 10-9 Pantoja. Like there was 2 minutes of ground roll time for Pantoja. So, I mean, maybe it's 10-8, but I feel like that was like 10-9 with Brandon Royval's endurance and durability as a fighter. I want you to pull him out a little bit more. He's attacking with his... Only because you're staying on center. Royval's corner telling him he's doing everything perfect, and now we're at Pantoja's corner. Pantoja getting back on his feet before the end of the ring. Pantoja looks a little bit frustrated, even though he won the first round. Both fighters like snickering and smirking at one another before round two. Here we go with round number two. Both fighters touch gloves at the beginning of round number two. The first strike in round number two, Pantoja to the face of Royval. Shook him up a bit there, a little bit. Pantoja looks pissed off, man. Nice body kick from Pantoja to Royval. You can hear Pantoja's corner saying, keep going, keep going. Right now you got cage control, Pantoja. Okay, they break that up. Got 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. They're in the middle of the octagon right now. Couple nice body kicks from Pantoja. Got 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Round number 2. Pantoja, nice leg kick to Pantoja goes in for the takedown, hooks the leg, takes him down. Wow. Pantoja trying to get that top control. Royval right in the middle of the octagon. This is a good spot if Pantoja can keep Royval on the ground. They're in the middle of the octagon. There's no leverage from the cage that Royval can use. And right now Pantoja is on top. There's a half guard going on for Royval, but Pantoja is on top. He's trying to pass that half guard with a little bit of underhooks on the ground. There we go. Right now, Pantoja is just kind of smothering Royval. He hasn't really advanced too much. Royval is doing more shots on his back than Pantoja is doing top control. But still, Pantoja dominating, being on top, right? That's what the judges see. I think Pantoja is trying to tire out Royval just a little bit by being very conservative while he's on top, just kind of smothering him a bit. All right, the crowd is starting to boo a bit because they haven't really advanced. Pantoja is kind of just staying on top of him, maybe tiring him out or something. People were reflecting, like the Daniel Cormier was saying they might stand them up, but I don't know. I don't think so. Pantoja is trying to advance now. He's trying to get the full mount, but we got side control. Pantoja. Joe Rogan was reflecting on the misdirection that Pantoja had. It looked like he was going for full top control there, and then he went into side control. So, like, that was cool. Good misdirection. He's right. Got Royval still in half guard. Back to half guard. Pantoja isn't doing too much on the top. Like, I feel like Royval is doing more damage from the bottom than Pantoja is doing from the top. Like, right now, Royval must have thrown like 30 shots on his back to Pantoja, and then like Pantoja hasn't thrown any in the last minute or two. So this is kind of a weird fight, but Goddard, the referee, was saying, you got to work, Pantoja. You got to fucking work. Oh, a nice hammer fist from Pantoja there. Pantoja trying to look for a position now. Full guard by Royval. Pantoja broke the full guard. Both fighters on their feet. Less than a minute. We got round 2. Ooh, Pantoja gave him a good shot there and stunned Royval just a bit there. Nice body kick from Pantoja. Nice counter by Royval with the left cross. High kick from Royval to Pantoja. Pantoja rushes him and takes him down right on top of the Monster logo in the middle of the octagon right now with 25 seconds to go, round number 2. Side control by Pantoja. Royval trying to get it into a better position. Pantoja kind of just staying on top as best as he can. Nice elbow to the body from Pantoja to Royval. Looked like he was targeting the rib cage. That's the end of round number 2. That was a weird round. It was like Royval threw way more shots when he was on his back, but there was that thing where Pantoja stunned Royval for a minute there. That was cool. And then those takedowns are in Pantoja's favor. So I think that round was 10-9 for Pantoja. Round 2, 10-9 Pantoja. He shook him up a bit there, though. That Pantoja shook him up. He shook up Brandon Royval there with a nice jab to the fucking jaw. It was sweet. The corner of Royval is saying, if he comes to you, hit the knee. I love the attention that Brandon Royval gives to his corner. You know, like his corner is giving him tips on how to possibly win the fight. And Royval is listening like a good student. Like, I think both rounds so far have been in favor of Pantoja, but here we go at round number 3. I'm starting to root for Royval here, man. Like, I was rooting for Pantoja at the beginning, but like, I don't know, man. Royval has that good positive energy. I mean, they both do. I mean, Pantoja's a champion for a reason, but like, Royval has some really good energy, you know? Oh, nice body shot from Pantoja. Nice jab from Pantoja. Ooh, another takedown from Pantoja. Pantoja on top. Right now, half guard right now. Half guard in the center of the octagon with 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in round number 3. There have been six takedowns thrown from Pantoja. 4 takedowns have been landed so far in all 3 rounds in total. And right now, Pantoja has top control. Again, it's looking like in favor of Pantoja. Typically, when you see the fighter on top, typically you're like, he's in control. He's winning the fight. Right now, Pantoja is trying to get the full guard, but at the same time working on trying to get that choke of Brandon Royval. Oh, wow. They switched positions while Pantoja tried to get the back of Royval, and Pantoja landed on his back for a second there, and then right back up to his feet. That was crazy. They're both up to their feet now. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in round number 3. Both fighters in the center of the octagon. Royval looks a little bit more tired than Pantoja, but Pantoja looks irritated, like pissed off or something. Nice boxing from Brandon Royval. Couple nice jabs there. Nice shot. Nice kick from Pantoja. Royval tried to use that to his favor by grabbing his leg, though. Didn't really work out. We got 3 minutes left in round number 3. Pantoja, nice overhand right. A kick and a miss by Royval. Nice jab from Royval. Right now, Royval seems to have a little bit more energy than Pantoja, but there's a deception in Pantoja, though. Like that's how he got those takedowns. Right now, Pantoja has Royval up against the cage. Royval's back is up against the cage, so he's got that cage control. Nice knee to the body from Pantoja to Royval. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in round number 3. Both fighters are in the center of the octagon. Boxing it out right now. Royval's corner is saying that Pantoja is too slow for you. Box him out. Box him out. Nice outside leg kick from Pantoja to Royval. Nice jab from Royval. Got 1 minute and 45 seconds left in round number 3. 67 strikes thrown from Royval, but he only landed 23. Pantoja threw 77 strikes and landed 56 strikes so far. And we got 1 minute, 30 seconds left in round number 3. Brandon Royval gave Pantoja a nice body kick, and he stuffed the takedown. This fight's starting to even out now. Here we go. We got 1 minute, 15 seconds left. Round number 3. Pantoja versus Royval. Good jabs by Royval. Good boxing. Good box. Oh, a nice knee from Royval to Pantoja. I don't know, folks. Royval might actually get the better of Pantoja tonight. Oh, wait, never mind, never mind. There's Pantoja with a takedown to save this round for him again. That's the second takedown of this round that Pantoja has landed. And right now we got top control from Pantoja in the half guard. Royval in his half guard. Royval's throwing like way more punches off of his back though. That's what kind of intrigues me a bit. Like when you see Royval throwing all of those strikes from the ground, like it's all adding up, you know, like it's hard to judge these, but at the same time, when somebody has top control, you're judging the person with top control as the person who's winning. But Royval has thrown like hundreds of strikes from his back, you know, like on his back. But yeah, it's crazy. So we got 10 seconds left in round number 3. And right now, half guard for Royval, top control for Pantoja. The round ends with Pantoja in top control. And you look like it looks like a frustrated Pantoja goes back to the red corner to get some advice from his cornerman. Hey, look at me, is what we lost this round. Pay attention. Even if you're taking him down, he is more active. I don't know if Pantoja lost that round though. That one's hard to judge. Like the takedowns for me is why it scores in favor of Pantoja. When you see Pantoja on top of Brandon Royval for like 2 minutes in a round, you know, like it kind of to me speaks in favor of Pantoja. But again, Royval seems more active. So I don't know how the judges are going to score this ringside. Like they're right there. They're right in front of them. It's hard to say. Like one of the judges could be on the other side of Royval and Pantoja to the point where like they can't see those strikes that Royval is doing on the ground and stuff like that. So, you know, it's hard to say how they're going to judge it. Perspective is tough. I know they have a screen right in front of them, but still perspective is tough. All right, Pantoja goes in for the takedown on Royval. So far, oh, there you go. Grabs the double leg takedown. There we go. The live odds are minus 375 for Pantoja right now. So the ex-president right there in the crowd staring at the two guys in the cage right now. He's right next to Kid Rock. That's pretty cool. President hanging out with Kid Rock. Ball with the ball, baby. All right, so Pantoja on top control, on top of Royval, and Royval has the half guard going. And Royval's head is near the cage, so there's less leverage here because they're so close to the cage. But Pantoja is trying his hardest to get into full mount control. But like, I don't know, man. It's so hard to have full mount control in the flyweight division because they're so like it's so light and like, you know, it just throws them off of him once in a while and stuff like that. It's just crazy. It's crazy. All right, so we got Pantoja with a full mount right now, but like Royval's on his side a bit, so he's trying to figure out leverage. Wow, that was a nice scramble, and Royval gave up his back. Pantoja is trying to lock in the body triangle. Oh, he's got the body triangle locked in. Pantoja has the body triangle locked in and has the back of Royval right now, and there's 3 minutes, 15 seconds left. That's pretty wild, dude. So we got 3 minutes, 7 seconds left in round number 4. And, oh, Mark Goddard saw Royval put his toes inside of the cage, and Goddard was like, no, man, you can't have your toes inside of the cage because you're grabbing the cage with your toes, right? But yeah, like Pantoja has a deep body triangle locked in on Royval, and right now he's working from his back, but still, that control, it all adds up. There's been 10 minutes of control time, and we're at round 4 right now. Royval is grabbing the cage with his toes again, but Goddard didn't say anything about it that time. What the hell? But still, that body triangle is locked in deep, so Royval's having a tough time here. Like that fucking body triangle is locked in, yo. 2 minutes 15 seconds left in round number 4, and Pantoja is working off of his back, but he has the back control of Royval. So it's a pretty dark fight for fucking for Royval right now, man. Right now, Pantoja is trying to get underneath the chin of Royval. Oh God, it's tight. He's got it locked in tight. Oh man, but he still has that back control and that triangle, that body triangle. So I mean, he can work on it all fucking round. And there's 1 minute and 40 seconds left in round number 4. So this is definitely a Pantoja round. That body triangle is in so deep. Wow. I can't tell if he has that body triangle locked in still. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah, we got 1 minute 20 seconds left in round number 4. And that body triangle is locked in. And Pantoja is still on his back, but Royval, he like exposes back, and Pantoja has back control of Royval. So right now, Royval is getting owned right now. But Royval is really strong, man. He's really durable. Like Pantoja almost put him away there, but Royval didn't let him. It was crazy. So we got 45 seconds left in round number 4. That body triangle is still locked in. That body triangle has been locked in for like 2 minutes now. Oh, finally lost the body triangle. Right now, Brandon Royval is on top now. 30 seconds left. Wow, a nice little scramble, and he got out of that. That was wild. Wow, look at the heart of Brandon Royval on top of Pantoja right now. Wow. That was crazy. Royval got on top there for about like 30 seconds at the end of the round. We got 5, 4, 3. Royval is on top. Oh my God. Wow. That was deadly. It was a Pantoja round for like 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and then Royval scrambled and got on top of Pantoja. So Royval has to knock Pantoja out or submit him in round number 5. That's the only way he's going to win this fight, I believe. The judges could see it a different way, but I believe that Royval has to knock him out or he has to find the submission. Royval's coach is saying you have 1 round to win a fucking title. Everything you ever trained for the last 16 years is right here. You can do it. You got to do it. That was a very good corner, man. That, you know, somebody in your corner like that, I want a guy like that in my corner. You know, when you can do it, pick them apart, do it. Round 4 was wild. Like the end of round 4, that was wild. So far, I believe this fight is in favor of Pantoja, but we're going to round number 5, and we'll see what happens. Fighters touch gloves at the beginning of round number 5. First strike by Brandon Royval. Nice jab to the face of Pantoja. Oh, and nice jab from Pantoja to Royval. Nice back and forth between both fighters in the center of the octagon right now. Got 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in round number 5. Little boxing match at the end here. Last round, I mean. We got 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. For the last 30 seconds, the fighters have been boxing inside of the middle of the octagon. Nice jab from Pantoja to Royval's face. Nice jab. Wow, Royval is doing a really good fight right now, man. Nice jab. Nice jab from Royval. Pantoja looks a bit winded this round here. Like Pantoja's going for a kick, and you can see him kind of slouching a bit. I think Royval might actually... Wow, okay, here we go. We got 4 minutes left in round number 5. Wow, Royval is starting to pick apart Pantoja, man. This is crazy. If Royval can find a finish in round number 5, that'll be amazing. Oh, nice combination from Brandon Royval. Royval just teeing off. Pantoja goes for the clinch. This is a hard fight to judge, man. This is a hard fight to judge. Pantoja right now has ring control. pushed Pantoja up against the cage. Okay, both fighters back in the center of the octagon. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the final round. The final round of this UFC Flyweight Championship fight. You got Pantoja versus Royval. Pantoja looks a little bit sloppy right now, like tired, sloppy, man. And Royval is just boxing him out. It's crazy. This is all heart, man. This is a Rocky movie. Pantoja getting punched in the face, and he's not doing anything about it. Royval is eating them like crazy. This last round, oh wow, that was a good back and forth. Good back and forth. Good fight. Good fight. Royval is just working that combination, like the 1-2, the basics, man, the basics. Working that 1-2 on Pantoja. A shot from Pantoja to land a takedown. Son of a bitch. I'm starting to root for Royval now, man. That's crazy. Royval just had some great boxing work there so far. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Pantoja versus Royval. Final round. Here we go. Right now, Pantoja on top of Brandon Royval. Has that top control, half guard. Pretty wild stuff. Royval is a fighter, man. Royval is a fighter. That's for damn sure. Like, whatever happens, if they score in favor of Pantoja, like, I will always respect Royval. Like, that is all heart. That was all heart. Pantoja is like winded right now, but at the same time, he has top control. So, I mean, odds are the judges are going to root that in favor of Pantoja, most likely, right? So, butterflies to stay in full or stay in half guard for Royval. Pantoja trying to pass that guard. Royval has a really good guard. Right now, Pantoja is just kind of laying on top of him again. Like, Royval has been the more active fighter, it seems like. But Pantoja has had more than 10 minutes of control time, which it might add up for a Pantoja fight. Probably. We got 1 minute, 10 seconds left in round number 5. Like, the strikes from the back of Royval, like, that has been impressive. Like 100 strikes from the back of Royval to Pantoja when Royval was on his back. Pantoja just kind of laid there. Half guard still from Royval. Pantoja trying to pass that guard. That's what he's doing right now. He's trying to pass that guard. But Royval's not letting up, man. He's not letting them pass that guard. I kind of hope they get back on their feet for the last 30 seconds here. But, Pantoja finds that full mount. See if he does anything with it. Royval exposing his back to try to get out of it. Wow. Crazy. We got 10 seconds left in round number 5. And Pantoja on top right now. Hammer fist by Pantoja to basically end the fight. There it is. There it is. That's all rounds done. Pantoja versus Royval. That fight is over. We're going to go to the judges. Now, if I were a judge, I'm just a couch coach, ladies and gentlemen, but if I were a judge, I would root that in favor of Pantoja. That's more like 4 rounds to 1 for Pantoja kind of thing. But we'll see. Maybe 3 rounds to 2 Pantoja, but it was pretty deadly. A lot of really good body kicks and leg kicks from Pantoja. But it looked like Pantoja was a little bit winded at some parts of the fight. It looked like Royval's cardio was actually a little bit better, but Pantoja had more ground control, top control, and that always makes it look like Pantoja won, you know? Most likely, we'll see. We'll see. We're going to go to the judges in a bit. I'm excited to see what happens in, the conclusion of this fight. They're showing the replays right now. A lot of really good combinations from Brandon Royval. The classic 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Man, that was a good fight. Like Pantoja versus Royval, like Pantoja wasn't threatening to call the police on him, and Royval wasn't sending his mother or anything like that, wasn't using any excuses to get out of it. They both fought until the very end. It was awesome, you know? But it is what it is. It is what it is. It was a damn good fight on the championship level. Loved it. We're going to go to the judges. Dana White saying, "Great fight, boys." Doesn't look like he's like favoring anybody, like a professional, right? He wants to hear the judges before being like, "You won, Pantoja." But we'll see. All right, we're going to the judges right now. After 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. The judges score the contest 50-45, 50-45, 49-46. Unanimous decision. And still, Pantoja won that fight, ladies and gentlemen. Unanimous decision, Pantoja. All that ground control really adds up. Like, Royval felt like the more active fighter at times. But mind you, if you look at the strike count, there was more strikes from Pantoja. But sometimes, it looked like Royval was more active and stuff like that. But Royval very emotional right now. He really obviously really wanted that title, right? But just speaks levels to his character. Just, the way you can see his heart break over not obtaining that championship, the way that, he had the chance to obtain it. All right, so Joe Rogan is doing the interview for Pantoja right now. Joe Rogan saying it was important to Pantoja to defend the title. Pantoja thanking Joe, thanking the UFC, thanking Dana White, saying he loves to fight here in America, saying Brandon Royval is a very tough guy. Yes, he is. Pantoja talking about family. All heart there, man. All heart. Saying family is everything, more or less, saying that, his kids need mentors, they need heroes and people to look up to, things like that. Definitely, definitely. As I am a man with 3 children, at least, that I know about, yeah, they definitely need some people to look up to, some real champions out there. Pantoja, real champion. Pantoja saying he felt dizzy and really congratulating Royval for his endurance and durability and his pacing. Joe Rogan saying he looks forward to seeing Pantoja defend his belt again. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Alexandre Pantoja wins that fight with a unanimous decision. So we're going to take our old-fashioned red marker and we're going to cross off the legendary and really tough Brandon Royval. I don't care who you are, man. Brandon Royval, like the way he wouldn't give up. That is one tough son of a bitch. And I respect that man. I respect that man for his performance, even though he didn't win tonight. I respect him for putting up such a good fight against Pantoja. The crowd goes wild for Brandon Moreno. Robbie Lawler is out there in the crowd right now. I wonder if these UFC fighters get a discounted price on being in the crowd, or maybe free. I don't know. There's no way they'd give free tickets unless it's to the current champ and stuff like that, right? I don't know. All I know is I wish I can go to UFC 297 in Toronto. So right now we're cutting to Leon Edwards in the back, warming up right now. Right now he's working on those kicks that defeated Usman. I think Rocky is going to do it tonight, but it's hard to say. Now we're cutting to Colby Covington. He's warming up right now. That good old-fashioned American wrestler, Colby Covington. Like, say what you want about Colby Covington, like the way he approaches press conferences and getting in the head of his opponents or whatever, but that man is very talented at wrestling and striking and pacing. Like, my little brother, one of like the smartest people I know, says that Colby Covington has such good pacing when it comes to his fights, and that's true. Because like, look at the way he did that to what's his name there, Jorge Masvidal. Like the way he defeated Jorge Masvidal in a unanimous decision, it was because Covington was keeping that fight at a pace that Jorge Masvidal couldn't really keep up with. And that's why he ended up winning that one. That one was amazing. He made Jorge Masvidal look like he almost didn't know what he was doing to a certain extent. You know, like Jorge Masvidal is still awesome. Jorge Masvidal is clearly still a legend. He'll always have that fastest knockout against what the hell was his name there, Ben Askren. And you know, like there was that one meme of a guy who looked like Jorge Masvidal, and it was like this 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 homeless guy or whatever, and it was like if the kick didn't land or if the knee didn't land. I thought that was funny because that knee is why Jorge Masvidal is in that Hall of Fame. You know why everybody loves Jorge Masvidal was because of that big knee. Like, to any new MMA fan out there, when you search those fastest knockout compilations, there's always Jorge Masvidal knocking out Ben Askren. Always. So you got the Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington fight coming up next. This is a coin flip, ladies and gentlemen. Right now they're showing the Kamaru Usman knockout that Leon Edwards has. That one rocked the world. It didn't just rock Kamaru Usman. It rocked the fucking world. And he set it up with a bunch of body kicks. And then Usman thought he was going to kick him in the body again. But he left his head exposed and he blinked. Kamaru Usman blinked. And then all of a sudden he got kicked right in the fucking head. And he was knocked out. And the way he was knocked out was scary. Like his eyes were open, and he was like, "Oh God, I can't move." It reminded me of when Ash from Evil Dead: Army of Darkness was tied down from all of those like miniature ashes, and he was like, "I can't move." Ah, that's what that knockout kind of reminded me of. The way Usman's face looked, it was pretty wild. I was laughing at Colby Covington, the way he reacted to Leon Edwards winning against Kamaru Usman. Colby Covington saying that he's the greatest welterweight of all time. Like, I didn't like the way Colby Covington said that thing about Leon Edwards' dad either. But that is part of like the mind game tactic that Colby Covington plays. He wants to get under your skin so that you're using emotion to break formation and you leave yourself wide open for like a takedown, or particularly a takedown in Colby Covington's favor. You know, like he's going to use his wrestling tonight. I believe he's going to try to, and we'll see how it works out. Right now, Colby Covington is saying he is the people's champion. He's America's champion. And he's saying that Leon Edwards has no fans. I know, man. I'm a Leon Edwards fan. I'm a fan of both of these fighters, even though, you know, Leon Edwards right now is saying that he talks nonsense. And Colby Covington does talk a lot of shit. I love it. But at the same time, that father thing was too far. Showing a couple of good replays, a couple of good elbows from Leon Edwards there, and that fucking Kamaru Usman knockout again. Man, when he blinked though, when Kamaru Usman blinked, and then Leon Edwards found that fucking knockout. It was wild. So yeah, I apologize that this video is lagging. I'm just hoping that you can hear the audio through the microphone. And other than that, I apologize for the video being so laggy. Right now, my video games are downloading onto my Xbox and shit like that, so slowing everything down. All right, we got Colby Covington coming out right now to the octagon. Towards the octagon, I should say. Wow. He's coming out to Kurt Angle's music, and the crowd is chanting "You suck" at at the Kurt Angle music to Colby Covington. That "You suck, you suck." I remember those days back in the old wrestling days. It was like the Rock versus like Kurt Angle and shit like that. That shit was cool, man. I was a kid. I was still into wrestling back then, and I'll never forget those days. I gotta say though, I love the choice of music Colby Covington has. Kurt Angle's music, that's cool. And I mean, why not? Kurt Angle was also a great wrestler, right? Will the third time be the charm, is what John Anik says about Colby Covington getting his third chance to finally win some gold, maybe. But we'll see. Colby Covington walking in focused. Focusing on the task that is at hand. Joe Rogan saying that Colby is a phenomenal wrestler, and talking about his pacing, of course, just like I was a second ago. Talking about how his pacing is a phenomenal advantage to have. The crowd chanting "You suck" to Kurt Angle's music. That's not a very good omen to have before you go into the ring. The entire crowd screaming "You suck" at Kurt Angle's music, but I like the music he chose though for his for coming out to the octagon. That was cool. So we got Colby Covington, former interim UFC welterweight champion, second most takedowns in UFC welterweight history with 67 takedowns. Colby Covington goes to shake hands with Donald Trump, of course. You got Trump sitting next to Dana White, sitting next to Kid Rock. That's awesome. It would have been cool if Covington came out to American Badass or something like that, But, I mean, Kurt Angle's music is just as cool. Maybe cooler. But anyways, yeah. All right, Colby Covington around the octagon right now. Very, focused. Very focused. A lot more focused on the fight than the crowd, it seems. So it's a good way to start. Doing some shadow boxing in the blue corner. They keep praising his cardio. And obviously cardio, definitely a very good thing to have at this level. And a lot of people believe that Colby Covington's cardio is like more than Edwards. But we'll see how it plays out tonight. On any given night, on any given day, any fighter can win, and that's one of the coolest things about combat sports, mixed martial arts. Maybe even that power slap thing. Any fighter can fucking win on any given day. But I don't know, man. Is power slap really a sport? Power slap, that's some crazy shit. That's like some, I don't know, man. That's like some backyard shit that like is starting to become more popular. It's crazy. All right, we got Leon Edwards about to come out to the octagon right now, jamming out to Leon Edwards' music. Yeah, man, a lot of people forget that Leon Edwards used to be a gangster, you know, like when Leon Edwards was a teenager, he was into that kind of life, you know, that old school gangster life, and he said that MMA and all that stuff kind of helped him get out of it. And yeah, it's just neat to see somebody evolve from on the streets like that to somebody as big as Leon Edwards now is. Like he's champion of the world right now in a very tough division. Edwards jamming out to his music. I feel like if Edwards wins this, I feel like he's going to shed a couple of tears because of what Colby said about his dad. You know, he's like, I'm going to send you to hell where your dad is. Like shit like that. Like that comment was completely below the belt. But at the same time, it might work in Colby's favor. You know, like saying that I'll send you to hell where your dad is. That might make Leon Edwards do something foolish in regards to looking for that finish, maybe too prematurely, without Colby Covington breaking formation or something. And formation, could be the reason Colby Covington gets like a good takedown or something like that. He could leave himself open if Leon Edwards fights with emotion. He could leave something open that Colby can attack. So I am very excited to see how this plays out. Like, Colby Covington has to be underneath the skin of Leon Edwards right now. Like, at the press conference, the press conference when Leon Edwards threw something at Colby Covington, like, you just knew that was, first of all, it was over the line, but it got underneath Leon Edwards' skin. Leon Edwards, UFC welterweight champion, third longest active unbeaten win streak in UFC, sixth highest striking accuracy among active UFC welterweights at 53.4%. Prop bets. We got prop bets to watch out for. Edwards to win by TKO, plus 275. Edwards to win inside the distance, plus 250. Edwards to win by decision, plus 150. Now Drake, very cool guy. Drake made a big bet. I think it was like 250,000 or something like that for Edwards to win by KO. If Drake wins that bet, I think he gets back 1.2 million or something like that, which is like an awesome bet. Like, I love that about Drake. Like, a friend and I spoke about, Drake's heart when it comes to betting before, and like, my friend was completely right. I love the way Drake puts it all on the line, like the way he like bet on like Gagey before and stuff like that, and like the way he bet on Israel Adesanya before and all that. Like, love that, right? But here we go, man. Our main event of the night. We got the tail of the tape. The only real difference is the height. We got 6'2" Leon Edwards versus 5'11" Colby Covington. Colby Covington is actually older, and Edwards 32, Colby Covington 35. Weight, reach, pretty similar. Bruce Buffer. This is the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Sanctioned by. I thought I was going to do introducing first, but three judges. We got Derek Cleary, Sal D'Amato, and Chris Lee. I'd love to be a judge, ringside. That'd be so awesome. I think I'd do a great job as a judge, because whenever I judge a fight, I'll do it by the minute in each round. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this minute was his round. That minute was his round. So-and-so won 3 minutes of that round. Give the round to that person, who wins the more minutes than the other, kind of thing. And then there's like damage and takedowns and control time and stuff like that to factor in. But yeah, like, I would love to be a judge. I'm a couch coach, though. What can you say about that, right? But anyways, there we go. And now, for those in attendance, UFC fans around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Bruce Buffer's so cool, man. Live from the sold-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Buffer's awesome. It's time. Everybody loves when he does that. His catchphrase, 2 words, it's time. It's like one less word than Arnold. I'll be back. It's time. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Got Colby Covington, 17 wins, 3 losses, 5'11", 169.5 pounds from Miami, Florida. He is the plus 140 underdog. This is his 3rd time fighting for the title, you know? It's crazy. The challenger, Colby Chaos Covington. Damn, that ring girl behind him is hot. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Leon Edwards, 21 wins, 3 losses, 1 no contest, 6'2", 170 pounds, from Birmingham, England, minus 165 favorite. The reigning, defending, undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world. Bruce Buffer's awesome. Leon Rocky Edwards. Pretty excited, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to our main event of the evening. The reason I bought the pay-per-view in general, I mean, obviously the bouts before this were awesome, but Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards. That's what we're here for tonight. Leon Edwards looks pissed off, man. Leon Edwards looks like he's going to kill him. They don't touch gloves. They don't touch gloves. Yeah. Wow. Man, there's like energy in between Covington and Edwards. And wow, that ring girl is beautiful. But there's so much energy right now. Like Leon Edwards is pissed off, man. Okay, round number 1. Here we go. First strike. Swing and a miss by Covington. That doesn't count as the first strike. Here we go. Okay, leg kick Covington on Edwards. That one's the first strike. Got 4 minutes, 40 seconds left. Round 1. Right now, both fighters feeling each other out. Feeling it out. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. Round number 1. A couple swings and a miss from Leon Edwards to Covington. Both fighters very conservative, trying to figure out if there's any openings. Swing and a miss, Edwards. Kick and a miss. High kick, Covington. Good guard by Edwards. Got a jab by Edwards. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left, round number 1. Joe Rogan saying that Leon looks very measured and Colby is very cautious, reflecting that it's very unusual for Colby Covington to be this timid and conservative. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left, round number 1. So far, Colby hasn't done too much. Like, that high kick didn't land because of the guard, but, it did, but it didn't, you know? So we got 3 minutes, 10 seconds left, round number 1. Low kick, Edwards misses. Jab, Edwards hits the guard of Covington. Covington is way more conservative than I thought he would be in this fight. I think he knows he pissed him off. Both fighters just dancing around the ring. Not much going on so far, but you know something big's about to happen. Nice jab from Covington. Nice jab from Edwards. This fight reminds me of that Chinese guy on The Simpsons where it's like, oh, he's not doing anything. I know he's going to do something good. Oh, a nice cross from Edwards to Covington. So far, Edwards, I think, is winning, but we'll see. We got 2 minutes left in round number 1. Colby goes in for it, misses. Nice leg kick from Edwards. You could hear that echo in the arena. 1 minute, 45 seconds left in round number 1. Covington goes for an uppercut, misses. Nice jab from Edwards to Covington. Covington goes in for a takedown, grabs a leg, single leg takedown, but doesn't complete the takedown. Both fighters in the center of the ring right now. Again, they're still just feeling each other out, you know? It's one of those things where they're both very conservative. Anybody who breaks formation at this point, you know, they're waiting for the other to break formation right now is what it looks like. Colby is super cautious right now. Nice little front leg kick from Covington there. Leon is kind of controlling the octagon, as Daniel Cormier just said there. We got 45 seconds left in round number 1. Nice leg kick from Edwards to Covington right there. Couple of feints. Oh, nice body kick from Leon Edwards to Covington. Nice body kick from Covington to Edwards. Good exchange. Nice 1-2 from Covington there on Edwards. Nice body kick from Edwards. Actually, that one missed. My bad, sorry. Got. I'm loving the way Edwards is changing stances. Outside leg kick from Edwards. Joe Rogan is saying if Colby keeps fighting this way, Edwards is going to win. But we'll see. That was round 1. Round 1 was an Edwards round. Colby Covington was very cautious. Maybe too cautious. There is some blood, though. I'm trying to figure out where the hell that blood is coming from. Right now, Colby Covington is getting a chat from his cornerman. That first round was pretty slow-paced. Colby Covington is very cautious right now. There was a left hand that made Colby Covington bleed a bit, I think. I think that was it, right to the nose or something like that. All right, we're going to go to round number 2 right away. John Anik saying that was a strong round for Leon Edwards. Covington, nice body kick to start round number 2. Both fighters in the center of the octagon right now, but Leon is owning the center of the octagon still. Something big is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I know it. I can feel it. Edwards is pissed off. Colby is looking to prove himself after 3. This is a third fucking chance at a title. We got 4 minutes, 25 seconds left in round number 2. Edwards versus Covington. Ooh, a nice right hand from Edwards. You could hear the impact echo in the arena. Nice leg kick from Edwards to Covington. Nice jab from Edwards. 4 minutes left in round number 2. Edwards versus Covington. Championship bout. Here we go. Both fighters are very conservative at the moment. We got 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. Round number 2. Edwards versus Covington. Championship fight. Couple leg kicks from Edwards to Covington. Like every time Colby does something, Edwards answers back. It's nice. Nobody's calling the fucking cops on the other or ratting out, to the mom and shit like that. Anyways, okay, here we go. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left here, round number 2. Nice overhand from Edwards. Nice inside leg kick from Edwards to Covington. Very slow-paced championship fight so far. We got 2 minutes, 45 seconds in round number 2. Joe Rogan just said he never seen Colby fight this conservatively before. The crowd is kind of booing, actually. That's how slow-paced this fight is right now. Excuse me. Got 2 minutes, 20 seconds, round number 2. Very slow paced round number 2. Outside leg kick from Covington to Edwards. Significant strikes. 9 landed from Covington and 20 landed from Edwards. Minute 50 seconds left, round number 2. Very slow-paced round. Nice body kick from Edwards to Covington. Nice high kick from Covington to Edwards, blocked by Edwards' guard. Nice outside leg kick from Leon Edwards to Covington. 1 minute, 23 seconds left in round number 2. Nice outside leg kick from Colby Covington. 1-2 from Covington doesn't land. Both fighters in the center of the octagon right now. Nice uppercut, but a miss by Covington. 1 minute left in round number 2. So far, Edwards is... It looks like he's dominating just a little bit. Nice little push kick from Edwards. We got, 45 seconds left in round number 2. Kick and a miss from Covington. Covington sends his mom. No, I'm joking. Okay, left jab from Edwards because he keeps switching his stances. Love that about Edwards, the way he switches his stances. We got 22 seconds left in round number 2. It's been a very slow-paced fight so far. Ten seconds left, round number 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round number 2 is in the books. I'm thinking that Leon Edwards is winning the fight 2 rounds. Both rounds, I believe he won. And Colby Covington isn't fighting as fast as I thought he would, like especially with the president, his buddy, right there on ringside. I'm surprised by Covington's very conservative nature this fight, considering Covington is known for his pacing. Maybe he has a plan, Maybe his plan or something is to kind of ignite in the last couple of rounds here. But we're going to head to round number 3 right away. And right now, Covington's corner is giving him a pep talk, telling him that he has to do more work if he wishes to become champion. Good replays, there's a nice solid leg kick from Edwards to Covington. And you could see Covington's leg starting to bruise up a bit there. It's all red, swollen. All right, here we go. Round number 3, championship fight. Colby Covington rushes in for a takedown, but couldn't land it. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left. Round number 3. Edwards, nice front kick to the body of Covington. Nice leg kick from Covington. Nice 1-2 from Covington. Didn't really land that much there, though. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left, round number 3. Nice left from Covington to Edwards, but very good guard by Edwards. I'm really shocked at how slow Covington is fighting this fight. He's fighting a Leon Edwards fight, you know? Got 4 minutes left in round number 3. Both fighters, they don't want to make a mistake. That's what it is, you know? Nobody wants to make a mistake. That's why they're both being very conservative. Nobody's really rushing the other. It's a very conservative fight, a very, very dramatic chess match between these high-level combat sports professionals, you know? Left leg kick from Edwards to Covington, right on that bruised left or right thigh of Covington. You can see that bruise starting to welt up there. Colby shoots in for a takedown against Edwards, but hasn't landed it. Whoa, Edwards kind of counters it into his takedown. Oh, wow. Covington starts to get top control of Edwards. This is right where Covington wants to be, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Right now, Leon is in full guard. Covington is starting to jab him from the top. And this is what Covington is going to go for. You know, he's going to go for that control time. Wow, Edwards gets right back up, and then Edwards performs a head kick on Covington, stumbles him a little bit. Edwards shoots for a takedown against Covington. But, you know, Colby fucking started sprawling when he was like 7 years old, so... Wow, Leon Edwards takes down Colby Covington. Didn't see that coming. It's deadly. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Round number 3. Round number 3, and they're at north-south at the moment. Edwards lets Covington get back up. Joe Rogan was saying that Edwards did that to prove a point to Colby Covington that, hey, I can wrestle too, bitch. Yeah. Okay, we got 1 minute, 50 seconds left, round number 3. Both fighters standing in the middle of the octagon. 1-2 from Colby Covington. Right jab from Edwards. Another 1-2 from Covington. Left jab to the body from Edwards to Covington. Outside leg kick from Covington to Edwards. That fucking leg, that right leg, that thigh of Colby Covington right now is bruised up, and Edwards is targeting it like a pro, a professional. This is probably Covington's last chance at getting gold, is what John Anik just said. So Covington has to really pick it up here. I made a joke that Colby Covington was scared of black people. And that's why he has the McGaw hat and all that stuff. But I was just joking. But right now, it kind of looks like maybe Covington is a little bit timid in this fight here. Like, I wasn't expecting Covington to be so slow-paced and conservative as much as he is right now. Like, this fight is probably going to go the distance, but with Leon Edwards loaded up here, like, you know, anything could happen. We got 30 seconds left in round number 3. Inside leg kick from Covington to Edwards. Another inside leg kick. But damn it, Edwards keeps working on Covington's right thigh, which is just swollen to shit right now. We got 10 seconds. Round number 3. Championship fight. We got 2 more rounds to go here because 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of round number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Now, through 15 minutes of fighting, I'm going to have to give every round to Leon Edwards there. Like, they are in America. You know, maybe the judges can rig it up or whatever, but, like, so far it's an Edwards fight. We're in between round number 3 and 4. We're going to go to the 4th round shortly here. And Edwards is working on that right thigh of Colby Covington, and Covington has a very big bruise on the outside right thigh of his right leg. It's pretty fucked up right now. So, oh yeah, even Edwards' corner is saying, hey man, his leg's all fucked up. You fucked up his leg. So keep working on it. And at the level that these guys fight at, like, it's about pushing small edges. And Covington having that big welt of a bruise there on his right thigh, like, that's a small edge that Leon Edwards can keep pushing and grinding at in order to slow down Covington and maybe get some kind of finish, hopefully. I would love to see a finish in the last 10 minutes of this fight. Here we go. Round number 4. First strike, round number 4. Covington to the body of Edwards, but it didn't land very well, you know? We got 4 minutes, 40 seconds left, round number 4. High kick, Covington blocked by Edwards. 1-2 from Covington to Edwards. Edwards got out of the way. Colby Covington shoots in for another takedown, but he ends up on his knees, and Leon Edwards is up against the cage, using the cage as leverage. Oh, Edwards found a choke. Oh, Covington shook his way out of it. That was crazy. That was a deadly scramble to get out of that choke that Leon Edwards just had Covington in. We got 3 minutes, 55 seconds in round number 4. Round number 4, 3 minutes, 45 seconds left. Championship fight. Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards. Anything can happen in the last couple of minutes. Nice body kick from Edwards to Covington. Made Covington wince a bit there. Yeah, there is a lot of on Colby Covington's body. That was a nice left from Edwards to Covington right on his face. Right now, significant strikes. You got 49 significant Edwards and 22 significant strikes from Covington. So if this goes to the judges, most likely Edwards, but anything can happen. Here we go. We got 8 minutes left in this championship fight. Edwards is brilliant right now. Like, for real, he's stuffing Colby's takedowns. And, like, fucking Colby has a gash on his right cheek. Colby has red on his body because of all of Leon Edwards' kicks. Nice 1-2 at 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in round number 4. Nice 1-2 from Colby Covington. Colby Covington rushes in for a takedown. Doesn't land it. Edwards is up against the cage right now. Covington goes in for a takedown, and even though Edwards' knee did touch the canvas, it didn't really seem like much of a takedown. He's still on his feet, and he's looking for a way to choke Covington right now. Like, Edwards is looking for the neck of Colby Covington right now. I hope he finds it. I hope he finds Colby Covington's neck right away. All right, both fighters break free from the edge of the cage there. Now they're back in the center of the octagon. Oh, quick low blow. Herb Dean stopped it just for a second. Slow pace, but at the same time, Leon Rocky Edwards seems to be dominating this slow-paced fight. 2 from Colby Covington. Nice left. Ooh, a nice left from Colby Covington again. Edwards, watch out, Edwards. Nice left again from Colby Covington. Nice leg kick from Edwards to Covington. Colby shoots for a takedown, doesn't land it again. Edwards is up against the cage with his back against the cage right now. Covington is desperately looking for that takedown with 1 minute left in round number 4. And it's not happening. Leon Edwards gets the takedown. Oh, there we go. And then Colby scrambles for position. Now Colby has back position of Leon Edwards. This is impressive, man. Colby can choke him out maybe. Wow. Well, there's only 35 seconds left, but still, like, that is a bad spot for Leon Edwards right now. Colby Covington working on the body of Edwards right now. Wow. Very good control from Edwards there to switch positions. They're north-south, the back up on their feet. Wow, that was impressive. Good job, Edwards. Very good job, Edwards. We've got 10 seconds left in round number 4. I'm super impressed by Leon Edwards, and I am shocked at how Covington has been very slow-paced in this way. Colby Covington breathing hard at the end of round number 4. We're in between round number 4 and 5. Hernandez telling Colby Covington to put in the hooks and push the pace. Colby Covington's corner is saying that Edwards is winning and that Edwards is tired. I don't know if Edwards is tired, though. Colby Covington's corner is saying you're not going to get the belt. Like, you know, they're trying to, like, inspire him, but they're using the wrong kind of language, I think, to do that. You're not going to get it if you do this. It's never going to happen if you don't do this. You think you want to be, you know, just like that, you know. It's like using the wrong kind of language there. It's like you got to inspire Colby Covington to make a really strong and bold move in round number 5 to win against Edwards. But mind you, Edwards isn't letting him do anything, you know. Like, Edwards is doing a very good job at, you know, being conservative when he needs to be conservative and laying on the strikes to the body and to the right leg of Colby Covington. So we got round 5, championship round. Here we go. The final round of this championship bout. Again, I apologize for how much it's lagging. I hope that the audio is at least, you know, play-by-play. So 4 minutes, 35 seconds left. Round number 5. Covington versus Edwards. Nice body kick from Covington to Edwards. Nice exchange. Both fighters with the jab. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the bout. Four minutes, 10 seconds left. Colby shoots in for a takedown, and he lands the takedown. Edwards scrambles towards the cage so that he has his back up against the cage as a way to defend against Colby. Right now, Colby Covington has the clinch to the body, and he's trying to advance his position on Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is on one knee and one hand with one foot on the ground, and he's pushing himself up against the cage as a defense. Oh, he switches around and tries to push Colby up against the cage, and Leon actually grapples down Covington. Again, I just didn't see that coming from Leon Edwards to Covington, right? But, like, amazing. Leon Edwards is doing amazing, and he has the back of Colby Covington right now. Oh my God, Leon Edwards has the back of Colby Covington right now. But I mean, they're both, like, the back of Leon Edwards is up against the cage, and on top of him is Colby Covington, but he has the back control. He doesn't have any body hooks locked in or anything like that, though. Right now, Edwards is trying to get on top of Covington. He's trying to figure it out, you know. Wow, there's like a triangle locked in from Edwards here. Wow. Almost there. Triangle. Oh, he had it for a second. For a split second, he had a triangle choke locked in there, and then Covington got out of it. 2.5 minutes left in round number 5, and Covington is on top of Leon Edwards. Edwards has the full guard in right now, though. Pretty close to the cage, so it's hard for Colby to have some real leverage that close to the cage. We got 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in round number 5. Couple of jabs from Colby in top position. Right now, still in full guard. Right near the cage, though, so Covington can't really shift his body as well as he would like to because they're so close to the cage. Covington still has control here, though, for the last 2.5 minutes, maybe. We got 1 minute and 40 seconds left in round number 5. We'll see how this goes, how this plays out. Excited to see what happens. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. Leon Edwards is on his back. Covington is on top of him. Half guard in right now. Right now, Colby's looking for an answer to finish off Edwards, and Edwards is looking for an answer to get out of the half guard that he is in. The crowd is actually booing. Joe Rogan is saying it's a bad look for Leon if Leon Edwards finishes the fight with on his back kind of thing, right? So right now, Colby Covington is just keeping top position. Not really advancing, but like staying in that top position is scoring this last couple of minutes for Covington. Maybe if Covington did this earlier, it might have been a Covington fight, but so far, Leon Edwards is probably going to win, but we'll see. We'll see. We got 30 seconds left in round number 5. I'll be a little bit honest here, ladies and gentlemen. This Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards fight, it hasn't really been that exciting, but still. We got Covington on top of Edwards. 10 seconds left. Round number 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the judges. Colby Covington tries to sell it by throwing his hands up in the air. He's trying to sell that he won that fight, but I don't think so. He might have ended with top control, but it felt like a Leon Edwards fight. We'll see, though. We'll see what the judges say in a minute here. Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards. Like, Colby Covington is selling it hard. Like, he's putting his hands up in the air like he won, sticking his tongue out, doing that whole thing. Right now they're showing the replays of all of the leg kicks that happened between Leon Edwards and Colby Covington. Overall, though, that fight was it was a pretty boring fight for a main event championship bout. This is Colby Covington's 3rd time trying to become champion. And we're going to the judges. Like, I believe that Leon Edwards won this fight, but we're going to the judges in such a way that it felt like a boring fight. Like, it wasn't a very exciting fight, but like, the coolest thing that happened was like Leon Edwards like sunk a choke into Colby Covington, and then Colby Covington spun out of it. I thought that was like pretty cool, but other than that, it was a very slow-paced fight. Like, so far, it feels like a Leon Edwards fight, and we're going to the judges right now. That main event wasn't quite worth the money, but we'll see who wins the fight. But like every other fight on this card, that was amazing. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges score this contest 49-46, unanimous decision, and still Leon Edwards for the win. Covington is like, what? You know, but it's still one of those things. They don't even shake hands after the fight or anything so far anyway. Like, I mean, after the shit that Colby said about Leon's dad, like, I mean, you wouldn't want to shake hands with Colby anyway, you know? Like, Joe Rogan is interviewing Leon Edwards right now. Joe Rogan reflecting on this night being a different Colby Covington. I think Colby Covington thought he actually won that fight, but nah. Leon Edwards talking about cardio versus cardio, and that I think Covington is making a storm right now. He's screaming in this fucking corner saying that Edwards sucks and shit like that, but Edwards dominated, man. Edwards telling his crew, hey man, don't even bother, we won the fight. Because Covington is screaming away in the back there. That was crazy. Well, man, Covington couldn't do it for the third time, and Leon Edwards totally dominated that fight. Leon Edwards making me choke up here. He's talking about his dad's death and shit like that, and you can see it. You can see it in Leon Edwards, like that passion, that emotion that he has over Colby Covington talking shit about his dead father being in hell and stuff like that, you know, like. And Leon Edwards was saying that he was crying after Covington said that about his dad and shit like that, and you can see Edwards like holding back tears right now. That was very emotional. It's too bad that Colby said that shit about his dad, though. You know, like it was one of those like trash talk moments that, like, yes, it was too far and all that stuff. I get that Colby was trying to get under his skin, but like it kind of ruined the sportsmanship of the fight. Like, they're not even shaking hands or anything like that. They'll probably never be friends in real life. Things like that, you know. All right, Leon Edwards. Joe Rogan giving that cheer for Leon Edwards, telling everybody to cheer it up for Leon Edwards. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, they're interviewing Covington right now, but I'm going to cross him off the list. Covington didn't do much in that fight at all. Covington really didn't fight at the level that I thought he would have, but I'm glad that I won every bet. I wish that I made a parlay of every bet that that I made there, but it was cool to win every bet on the main card. Donald Trump smiling in the crowd, though. Joe Rogan talking about this being his third shot at the title. Colby Covington saying he doesn't have a scratch on him while he has blood on his nose and shit like that. Colby's still trying to sell it, but, he didn't win it, man. He didn't win it. Covington is blaming the fact that he didn't have a fight, in so long or whatever, things like that. Colby Covington really sucked tonight. That was crazy. A friend of mine made a bet on Colby Covington that Colby Covington would win, and he placed $750 on Colby Covington to win. After that fight, though, oh my God, that was a bad fight for Covington. It was almost a bad fight for Leon Edwards as well, but it was just a slow-paced championship fight. As far as this pay-per-view goes, Emmett versus Mitchell, that was amazing, watching Emmett knock Mitchell the fuck out like that. Paddy versus Ferguson. It was cool seeing Paddy, dominate Ferguson like that. And then Wonder Boy versus Shavkat. It was cool seeing Shavkat choke out Wonder Boy. And Pantoja versus Royval. It was nice seeing Pantoja beat and still. And then Edwards versus Covington. That was so slow paced. I wish more happened. But we got 13 fights for Leon Edwards, where he has that unbeaten streak. So overall, though, that was a good night. That championship bout was a bit slow. But overall, that was a good night. Nobody called the cops on the other. Nobody sent their mother. Nobody threatened somebody, and then when they were threatened back, said that they'll call the cops and shit like that. You know what I mean? Everybody was like a champion here tonight, and it was good. It was good stuff, man. It was good stuff. Like I liked Paddy's sportsmanship, like to be like, oh yeah, Ferguson is still a legend, stuff like that. And of course, Shavkat, the hype train, it's real. Shavkat is still the man, and things like that. Like I love this combat sports stuff. Like I tried to get into this combat sports stuff. Like this one guy threatened me before, and I was like, okay, I'll fucking make you bleed, motherfucker. And then he threatened to call the cops on me, saying that he'll like call a bunch of people or whatever. Then I was like, hey, let's fight in the ring then. Then I offered him $300 to fight me in the ring. And then he was too much of a bitch. And then he said that he threatened me because of this one Chris guy. And then after that, I hit Chris to prove that he threatened me for no reason, right? To prove that Osterbeck is a fucking bitch. And Justin Osterbeck will always be a fucking bitch. But yeah, anyways, I love this fighting stuff. Always have. My dad put me in Taekwondo when I was like 7 years old. And yeah, like UFC is like the most highest class, highest level of people in the world doing mixed martial arts. It was sad to see Colby Covington attacking, the father of Leon Edwards by saying that I'll send you to hell where your dead father is. Like that was sad. But again, like watching Leon Edwards get that redemption and revenge for what Colby Covington said, that was cool. So congratulations, Emmett. Congratulations, Paddy. Congratulations, Shavkat. Congratulations, Pantoja. And congratulations, Edwards. You had wonderful fights tonight. Edwards, Covington was a bit slow, but you fought wonderfully to win and get the fight. So respect. That was